Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show.
Live from the Xfinity studio. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The eel is dead. Happy Wednesday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, presented by our good friends by Xfinity and Wawa. And, of course, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, all of our friends. So, it came down last night. Shams put it out. The Sixers part ways with Daryl Morey. He is fired. You're fired, eel. And look, it's had to happen. And we all talked about some sort of change of direction. I mean, in the end, again, I think he was hamstrung by some things. I mean, most notably Embiid. It's impossible for any GM to have success, the ultimate success, when you have Embiid, right? That's the truth. The truth is, if your franchise player is just always unavailable, well, there's so much you can do. However, in the end, you just need a new vision. You need a new vision for the whole team. Daryl Morey correctly chose Joel Embiid over Ben Simmons. Remember, when he gets here, he says, we're going to build around the big fella, right? Which was smart and it was right. Simmons goes sideways and, he winds up getting his buddy Harden for him. And look, ultimately, during the Morey era, that was their best chance to win. They're up 3-2 on the Celtics. And, of course, they couldn't close it out, but they're up 3-2 on the Celtics that year, and that was it. You're up in the fourth quarter. You were back and forth until Tatum finally started to heat up. That was their best opportunity. But ultimately, it's just weary because in the end, you look at this team, the Paul George move would have made sense, I think, 3 or 4 years prior. You double down on what you tried to do is try to win, and I understand it. It just didn't work. The McCain situation, I guess it was ownership because of the luxury tax. I still think ownership had something to do with it, but he did not handle that correctly. There was other moves that you could have made, and I still didn't get moving Jared McCain coming off the ACL. And there should have been a plan to work him back into the rotation. Again, you needed shooting. And during a long NBA season, there were ways to get Jared McCain minutes. Please, minute. And in fact, the minute after they traded him is when everybody got hurt, right? They needed him back then. They had to go out and sign campaign. So ultimately, there was no lead guard. There were suspect shooters. They weren't great defensively, and they couldn't rebound. And I think Morey had a penchant for older players, guys that filled out the roster, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. And now it's pick up the pieces. Nick Nurse stays, and all right. I don't really, it doesn't really bother me one way. They're not going to win next year. The real issue is who's going to come in to run the franchise? Who's going to come in with a plan to execute? Can you move Embiid? Is there any possible way that you can move him? My man, Vinny, the GM, he's talked about it years ago that they should have moved on from Embiid. And I balked at him, and he turned out to be right. He thinks maybe you send him to the Bulls. I don't know. I'm dubious. I'm dubious whether any team would take him coming off, looking ahead at 3 more years. Like, how could you look at him for 3 more years and expect him to stay healthy? And then you got the George thing. So I don't know. Whoever comes in is going to have to figure those two guys out. And then you have the other issue, which is Maxey. And it hurts me to say it. It just does. But you're wasting Tyrese Maxey's best years. Do you think about moving him for a huge package to kind of jumpstart a rebuild? I mean, that's something you're going to have to consider. Because otherwise, I don't know how you get out of the next purgatory. The next stint in purgatory is here. And really, we've been living in it with the illusion that there was a way out. Ultimately, we were in a mirror maze with no way out. But in our mind's eye, we thought, well, they stay healthy. This guy comes in and that guy comes in, and we told ourselves a story. But ultimately, that story was just fiction. It had no truth to it, and it had no possibilities. And now you look and you got to go, all right, well, where are we going from here? What's the next iteration of the plan? Are we going to go dive back into a process? Which I hate even using that phrase. What are we doing? And that's what the Sixers are going to have to figure out. You have a veteran, a guy that's wanted in Golden State, that's going to look around and pick the next president of the organization. It's like, well, all right, where are we going with it? Who are we building around? What's the strategy with the two high-paid players? What are we doing? And that's what you're going to figure out. I mean, ultimately, I don't have the ill will toward the eel. There are things he did well. There's things I disagreed with. Ultimately, I get it. He came from that era of let's try to go with the triple stars and see if it'll work. And, maybe if Embiid would have stayed healthy and had he was magical at times, that they would have had a better shot. I mean, ultimately, the roster was too thin, and it's hard when you're trying to put together a full roster year in, year out. And that's the last 2 years. They were trying to just fill out the roster. That's why you have Kyle Lowry on this roster, right? Like, you got coaches. Kyle Lowry's a coach. So, there was no player development. One of the issues that this team has to figure out is how you develop players and identifying talent. Like, we saw Isaiah Joe leave and play a role on a championship team. We talked about McCain. You see ex-Sixer guys around the league who play a role, who blossomed into something. Landry Shamet shot you down. Jeremy Grant in Portland. There are been guys that have been through here. They're going to have to figure out a way to develop a role player and develop a bench. I'm not talking you got to go 10 deep, but you got to go 8, 8 to 9 if you got foul trouble type of thing. That's what needs to happen. So we got lots for you, lots of reaction. D. Brooks, our NBA agent, is going to check in from the Combine in Chicago. So he's coming up in about 40 minutes to talk about it. Charlie O, who was all about the exit interviews, will chime in coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll talk to Charlie O. We got all kinds of fun stuff as always. EJ, schedule's coming out tomorrow. Cannot wait. Murph is coming on today, so lots to do. Good morning, Gregory.
Free, baby. Get out of here, Eel. I have ill will. He just irritated me. He had no plan. The plan was just sign
the most expensive stars that were available and hope that they somehow turned up great and played great here. He's busy writing his plays. I don't need my executive doing other. You're paying $13 million. I don't need you doing other kind of jobs or trying to become a playwright. Just focus on the task at hand. I couldn't stand him. I liked him coming in here, but then he got here and it's just like, nah, he's a slovenly. I thought he was cool. He's not. I'm tired of the oversized jacket. I am so glad that we are rid of him. I don't think it can stop there. I'm not cool with Elton. I don't want Elton to get interviews. I want it all cleaned out, man. Elton should be nowhere near an interview. And I don't even know about Bob Myers. I don't know. Is that genius? Is that genius to be an executive to win with Steph and Clay and that crew?
I mean, it's fair to say that. I mean, again,
Draymond. That's
he's
a
a
good
smart guy. Everybody talk to. I mean, forget just the building a dynasty. He's a smart guy, but I mean, it's hard to do it twice.
Yeah,
you could do it once. It's hard to do it twice. Listen, he doesn't want the gig, so he's got to identify the talent to come in and run it. So I think Bob Myers understands that, and I think he's up for that gig. I mean, he's a smart guy. He knows the game. I'm cool with him making the hire.
As long as it's not just, I don't want a numbers-based dude. I don't want an analytics guy. And I don't want to go the opposite, where the Phillies did the opposite and brought in Andy McPhail, an old guy who's like falling asleep. I need a nice mixture, a nice like in between. Someone who knows talent, is young, and will look at some numbers every now and then.
I don't think the non-numbers people exist anymore.
Nobody?
No. I think everybody's looking at numbers.
I mean,
listen, they are what they are. Like,
I just don't want to be driven by it. Where
well, I agree.
Everything.
Like, that's always been an issue of mine, to have to deal with. Like, that's your religion. I've never believed that should be your religion. I agree with you. It'd be interesting to see who the guy is. I hate to say this because it's going to sound, Pollyanna, but maybe not the GM, or maybe like you bring a president of operations. There's a guy that's in New York right now that's running the Knicks that's from here.
Mm-hmm.
Worldwide West, William Wesley.
Yes.
I mean, that's a guy I would look at, right? He knows the game, been around the game since he was selling sneakers to Michael Jordan at 16 years old.
How do you make that move attractive for him to leave up there and come down here?
Well, right now he's kind of like I don't know what his title is, like co-president. It's like, here you go, come back home and take over your childhood team.
I'm in on that.
Yeah. And then you pair him with a Legs type, right? So here's the thing about Legs. Legs knows the game, right? Like inside and out. And he knows players. So I think it's an advantage to have a guy, like I love the broadcast guy coming right from the booth. The guy that's been in the game that goes into the booth, because now they see everything. They see different styles. Mm-hmm. They see all the players. Like knowing the players, knowing the talent is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, because you're studying tape, you're talking to people about players. So we just see names. Mm-hmm. These people see stories. Oh, this guy's he doesn't have any work ethic. Oh, this guy's a baller. This guy gives it all. Like they hear those stories. When you're in the field and rolling up your sleeves like that, you hear that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's important. So I would pair like a William Wesley and a Legs is my dream team.
All right, let's go. I'm in on that.
That's what
sounds good, man.
All right,
not only
I got you on board.
Legs also is like, I don't know. He sees what fits with different players. Like,
well, that's my point. Like,
the fit. Like
he judges talent. Like the guy knows talent, right? Like the guy knows talent and knows how to build a roster. So, and maybe he can also help in some player development.
Jeez, that'd be nice.
Because their player development's horrible.
Stinks. They may be worse than the Phillies if that's possible. Player development.
Yeah,
but
no, that's true.
And I don't understand how that happens. Like, I don't know. Years of it. Just switch it up. Bring some new people in. Don't get it. We have the G League or whatever they call themselves at this point.
Yeah, but you also got to work with guys, and you got to give them playing time during the season. Your coach has to be on board. It needs to be a whole organization.
Well, the coach helps because, I mean, we saw with McCain, he wasn't really developing here. They didn't know how to use him here. And he goes, okay, see ya.
Yeah, I think the Nurse thing is just, hey, we got rid of one big salary. We'll hold on to the other guy.
Yeah.
And then we'll boot him after next year.
All right.
That's my read on it.
All right.
Like his story is, well, what do you want? You're fired the GM. He gave me a rotten roster.
Right, you saw what I was working with.
Like, what do you expect me to do with that? So, I get it.
It's an early dinner last night, too. Shams, like, they fired him after dinner Tuesday. They met for dinner Tuesday. Shams had to report out like 6:48. They doing like old country buffet, like 4:30 dinner. These guys, a little unusual.
I don't know. Yeah,
execs to be out of dinner at like 5:30. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the early dinner either.
No, power brokers are.
No,
that's cocktail hour 5:30.
Yes.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, you have your cocktails and you sit down at 7.
Yes.
I agree. All right, lots to get to. Charlie O is coming up. So we'll talk to Charlie.
A lot happening yesterday.
Yeah, so Charlie's going to just dive in. Like, Charlie, fill us in.
I watched that 10-minute segment twice. Michkov.
Yep.
I agree.
Yep. All right. First, let's talk about our friends. Xfinity. That's right. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. What I can tell you, you can have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and you can keep it the same price for 5 whole years. That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine the Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense that let you stream the game even when your whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. The best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply, select plans only. Now let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Titans win last night. Another Schwar bomb. And Wheeler's the best. Wheeler is just the best. I said yesterday, I like Wheeler. And Wheeler, again, Wheeler might be my favorite ever. He's so underrated. So Phil is back at it tonight. Who's on the mound tonight, VG?
I'm trying to get a line. The Phils are minus 103. Boston's minus 120.
So
let's see the pitcher props. We got Andrew Painter. Ooh, boy. Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray always gives the Phils props.
Yeah, I forgot it's Painter. Big start tonight for Painter. Oof. Might like the over tonight. That's a little
Red Sox over.
That's a little worrisome. But you can bet all the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs, the hottest online slots out there. New customers get 250 spins on the new soccer theme slot game. It's awesome. A plus up to $500 bonus back. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. BetParks.com has all the details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, joining us to kind of sift through yesterday and what happened with Fly Guys, Charlie O.
Charlie O'Connor, hockey whiz, in the biz, everyone agrees. It's Charlie.
Good morning, Charlie.
How's it going, guys?
It's my man. I missed you. I felt like I got Charlie withdrawal over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, the season's over, but it's not truly over until these exit interviews get done. So we're still pounding out the Flyers content. Don't you worry.
No, and you're pounding out great content as always. So let me ask you. Yesterday was the Michkov day. What did you make of that? You were there for Michkov. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think I came away from the day's events feeling better about the situation, but that was almost entirely driven by what other players said about him. Like, I didn't think his availability went great, but I really, really liked what the leaders in particular, Couturier, Konechny, Sanheim, had to say about him, because it was abundantly clear that they are all still very much invested in making this work. That they want Matvei Michkov to succeed in Philadelphia. They want him to get fully integrated into the group, and they're willing to defend him, as strongly as they possibly can publicly to the media. So I love that. The comments from Michkov were a mixed bag, let's say.
Well, why don't you go through them for those people who didn't see it? Go through them, and then I want you to kind of translate them.
Yeah, well, that's the tough part, really. We use the word translate because that is really the big issue here, and that's something that a lot of the players mentioned. What Konechny, Sanheim, and Couturier said, that look, they acknowledge that it's hard when you're coming to a new country, you still don't know the language, you're adapting to a new culture, everything like that. Like, there were times in the availability that Michkov didn't come off great. It's tough to know how much of that is him actually being legitimately perturbed at questions and being frustrated, and how much of that is him just not wanting to answer because he doesn't really have an answer yet. Like, he was asked about what his offseason plan is, and he more or less said, I'm not going to comment. And he dodged the question. Now, is that because there's internal strife, or is that because he just doesn't yet have a plan because he's going to be speaking with Briere and Jones and Tocchet on Thursday? I guess we'll find out on Thursday when we talk to Danny Briere. Again, there were, like, I would have liked it if Michkov would have just straight up said, yeah, I'll be staying in Voorhees most of the summer. I'll go back to Russia for a little bit to see family and friends, and then I'm coming back to work under the watch fly of the Flyers. That would have been the ideal answer. We didn't get that. Now, how much of a problem is that? I don't know. Maybe he stays anyway, and that was just I haven't talked to the people up top yet about specifics, so I don't want to reveal it. Same thing with, like, he kind of got a little perturbed about questions about, what am I going to do? What am I going to work on in the summer? And I think he took that as a jab at the whole thing about him not having a good summer last year. And he kind of went back at the reporter, Jackie Spiegel, who asked the question. That said, I know Jackie well enough to know that wasn't what she was getting at. She was just basically saying, like, hey, this is a question we ask everybody. Like, Alex Bump, what are you going to work on in the summer? My first 3 steps. Dever Barkey, what are you going to work on the summer? Getting stronger. Matvei Michkov, what are you going to work on in the summer? And Michkov took that to be like, oh, you don't think I'm going to work? Like, again, this is where...
What do you mean?
Yeah,
he was great when he's like, you saw me after the Olympics. Was I better? Right?
Yeah, but this is where you have the issue with translation, and you have the issue with, someone who's, who English is not his first language. Like, there are going to be miscommunications. There are going to be things where, he takes it one way and the reporter meant it another way, or the reporter meant it one way and he takes it another way. Like, so I would say it was an awkward availability. Michkov could have come off better, to be sure, but I think a lot of the bad vibes coming out of that were made better by the way the leadership group answered all the questions about Michkov, because that confirmed to me that the Flyers as a whole are still very much invested in making this work.
Yeah, he worries me a little bit. He does. Like, I'm a little worried. I wonder, like, does he, is this environment, I start to think about, is this environment right for him, or does he need, is it better to go somewhere else? I hope that's not the case. I hope he doesn't want out, but, like, I wonder if he would ask for a trade. I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, I got the sense with his answers that he's still very invested in the fans. He had a lot of good things to say about his teammates. He talked about how he was ashamed that he couldn't score a goal for the fans because he saw so many people wearing 39 jerseys in the stands. So I think he's invested in the city of Philadelphia. Now, there might be some frustration with his usage. There might be some frustration with
that's what worries me. I mean, like,
the media in Philadelphia, but I get the concern. I do. That said, like, look, maybe there won't be as much scrutiny from the media and from, the general public in other places as there is in Philadelphia. But I got news for you. Like, his army of diehard fans that like will defend him at the jump on social media, like he could get traded to the moon and they would still make every single Michkov thing the biggest federal case in history. So I don't care where you trade him to. Like that drama is going to follow him around everywhere. 'Cause
No,
those people are
I'm
ride or
hoping
die
they
with
don't
him
trade
forever.
him. I want him. I'm hoping he doesn't want out. I don't think the Flyers. I think the Flyers still want. I know they still want to. They want to develop him, and they want to. They see his talent. They don't want to give up on him. I'm just hoping that he doesn't. That he wants to stay. That's all. I mean,
We'll see.
yeah.
Charlie, what did you make about when they asked him about Taka and his relationship? He's just like, it's a work relationship, and then it felt like he caught himself saying it's a good relationship, but it's a work relationship.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it's no secret that the two guys didn't see eye to eye a lot of the year. But again, this speaks to maybe Anthony's concern. He cares enough about the perception, the outside perception, to not position it as weak. To basically to not be like, well, there are challenges. He was like, nah, it's a work relationship, it's a good relationship. Now, could he have been more glowing? Sure, but he cares enough about, how it's perceived that he didn't go scorched earth. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's a good point. Man, I want that thing to get smoothed out. I really do, because if that thing gets smoothed out, that's just a huge piece that can really move this team further. What else did you what else struck you from all the player exit interviews?
Yeah, well, getting final confirmation of Owen Tippett's issue was big. The fact that the reason why he didn't play in the entirety of the series, it was an injury, I guess you could say, but more serious than your basic like
internal
broken
bleeding
foot. Internal bleeding
yeah.
is some serious stuff, and it shows like Owen Tippett's a tough guy. He may be soft-spoken, but you watch him play. He plays a tough game, especially over the last maybe year and a half when he's really started to embrace the power forward element of his game. Was throwing a ton of hits in that Penguin series in particular. He played through a sports hernia the entirety of that Penguin series and probably would have played through it the entirety of the playoffs. He only sits out when, after Game 6, he tells the training staff, hey, I'm not feeling quite right. And then they run tests. And they find out that he's literally dealing with internal bleeding. And, that's something where if you keep it under close eye, you'll be okay. But if you try to go out and play a full contact professional sport, it could be a life-threatening thing. I mean, this is a serious issue. So totally understandable why he was unable to play in that Carolina series. Look, I don't think Owen Tippett playing in that series is the difference between the Flyers winning it and losing it. But it would have been fun to see what the Flyers could have done with Owen Tippett against like a really fast Canes team. Owen Tippett is their fastest player. It would have been nice to see what he could have done.
Somebody
in that series,
actually can get the
Flyers
puck in his zone.
Exactly. It would have been nice to see. Unfortunately, the injury plus the internal bleeding, which wild, is what kept Tippett out. But it's always interesting to hear the reveals, and I think we'll be getting even more reveals about injuries on Thursday when we talk to Briere.
By the way, a quick hockey note from Emily Kaplan. The Leafs have fired Chief.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if they were going to do that.
The fact that it was here this long, I thought he was safe. But she just tweeted out the Leafs have moved on from Craig Berube. 2 years left on his deal.
Yeah, Berube's one of those guys where I fully believe that he is a good NHL coach. I mean, the work he did in St. Louis was undeniably really, really good. So it's not that I don't think he's a good coach. I just think for whatever reason he was not a good fit with that team in Toronto because that was just not working out. I don't know if it was personality. I don't know if it was system, but we're talking about a coach who was legitimately did a really good job in St. Louis, won a Stanley Cup, but for whatever reason, he gets to Toronto and it just didn't click. So it might be better for both sides. He gets a fresh start somewhere else, and Toronto gets to look for a coach that maybe fits that roster better.
The Leafs are like the Mets. They they go in, it's high profile, it's Toronto. They're kind of, and they just never live up to expectations.
Yeah, well,
Or maybe
now the
the
Flyers have to be
Cowboys.
rooting for them. The Flyers have to be rooting for them to be real bad because they got what probably is an unprotected 2027 first round pick coming to them from Toronto. So they're rooting for Toronto to be worse in the league bad so they can get a top 5 pick out of that one.
I know, and I'm hoping that there's some deal to be had where, you know what, it's such a unique advantage because you could then give them their pick back, and then you could go in tank mode. It's such a valuable pick, man. Back to the players. What did you glean from TK?
What did I glean from TK? Well, I like that TK, stuck up for Michkov. I thought TK came off really, really well in that part of it. I'm trying to think what else TK had to say. It's very clear that not scoring the breakaway goal in Game 2 against the Canes. It's really very clear that's really, really eating him up. He mentioned that he was just driving in his car like a day or two later and just like stopped, and just screamed out a curse word in the middle of
I can appreciate that.
It's like God, we should be up 1-1. I should have finished that. So pretty clear that he was eaten up by that, to be sure. He even admitted, and this is something he's going to need to work on. He really is going to need to work on over the next few years if the Flyers are going to be a consistent playoff team. He admitted that he was probably playing tight in the playoffs, that he was probably thinking a little bit too much, that he was probably putting too much pressure on himself to come through in a big way. And look, if the Flyers are going to become a yearly playoff team, this is a guy who's locked up, for nearly the next decade. He's going to need to learn how to loosen up in the playoffs because they're going to need more from him in the postseason if they want to go on long runs. I'm hoping that over the next 2-3 years, he's no longer the team's top scorer, that, guys like Martone and Michkov become the team's top scorer and Konechny can more, slide into the third or fourth best forward on the team role rather than the best forward on the team role. But he's still going to be an important piece. He's still going to be a top of the lineup guy, and they're going to need more production from him in the postseason. Certainly more production than the 2 goals in 32 games I think he's had in his playoff career to this point. So it was interesting to hear him admit that he believes he got too tight in the playoffs, that maybe he was overthinking things, and that's something he's going to have to work on because they're going to need more from him in future playoff runs.
I got a question for you. Give me how you see their top 6, and I'll allow you one TBD, or one, and this is not next year, but 2 years from now.
Okay, so top 6 2 years from now. Okay, well, I guess let's live in the world, the great world where Michkov stays a Flyer and is part of this long term. So let's say Michkov, Martone. So there's 2 wingers. Let's say Konechny is a third winger. Let's say Zegras is the 2C. Let's say they go out and they trade for a legitimate 1C. So you got
I figure that's your big acquisition.
Yeah, you got unknown 1C, you got Zegras at 2C. Let's say you have Martone on the top line. Let's say you have Michkov on line 2. They're both playing right wing. Let's say you have Konechny maybe say he's on line 2. And then your top line wing. I mean, right now, I guess that would be Tippett, top line left wing. But that would theoretically be another place where maybe you could try to make an upgrade.
Any of the kids profile to you as the top 6?
I think Martone, obviously.
Well, yeah,
of course.
That's a given.
Yeah, of course. I think Bump could be a second line winger if he hits. Barkey, I more see Barkey maybe as more of like a jack of all trades type than someone who
he's a
you're
third
like
line guy. Yeah,
he's a top 6 guy. Like, hey, they were using him at center in the playoffs, and if he's a center, I think he's definitely a third liner. Unless like he just goes crazy and becomes their version of Braden Point over time, you never know. I guess, but like I'm not depending upon him to be a top 6er. I think that's probably your top 6 at the moment. But of course, the elephant in the room is, if you're going to get that 1C, you're going to have to trade somebody to get him. Is that going to be Tippett? Is that going to be Michkov? Like, I don't think it's going to be Martone, but like probably you're going to have to give a legitimately attractive piece to get that 1C that isn't just draft picks. You're going to have to give a really good roster player. So that's kind of the dream, I guess. But if you're going to get that 1C, you might have to give up somebody you don't want to give up.
So as we sit here, has Vladar solidified this job going forward?
Well, I think
Well, I mean,
yeah.
like as your guy that as you go into let's compete now. He's your guy, and you're not worried about the goalie situation. You'll try to develop a backup.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is that goalies are weird, man. So right now, absolutely. Like I'm thinking, yep, Vladar's our guy. He's not young, but he's not old. You think he has, at least maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, even 5 more years of being legitimately good goalie before the aging curve starts to hit him hard. That said, this is only just 1 year of him being really good. I want to see next year. And look, I would sign him this summer. I don't have a problem with that. He's eligible for an extension on July 1. If you want to lock him up as soon as possible, I'm cool with that. That said, like there's a world where next season he regresses because last year was the first year in his NHL career he's played this well. Goalies are weird. Sometimes they look real good 1 year, real bad the next. So I don't want to say that I'm 100% certain that Dan Vladar is the guy. That said, like, based on what we saw from him in the regular season and the playoffs, I think the Flyers have to operate under the assumption that he's their guy. How could you not? He was awesome.
Yeah, he was like the MVP, as we said all season. Charlie, if you had to power rank the young players, where do you have Martone ahead of Michkov?
Yeah, right now I would say so. Just because, and I do think that Michkov's theoretical offensive upside is still higher than Martone's theoretical offensive upside to me, because I think Michkov just has more natural puck skills. But I think the downside of Michkov is higher. Like it's just you're talking about like risk. They're
two different players though. I mean, it's really foolhardy to compare the two because they're different players. Now,
but like I don't
creative.
see like I don't see a world where Martone is anything less than like a good second line winger, where like I could see a world where Michkov just like isn't part of this team. So, if I'm looking at it and looking at the big picture, I'll say, I'll put Martone over Michkov because I'm just more certain that Martone is going to work out here than I am right now that Michkov is going to work out here. I'm hoping they both do. But if you're talking about ranking the top guys, top young guys in the organization, just for the certainty aspect of it, I think I would put Martone ahead of Michkov right now.
Yeah.
Charlie, there's a lot of talk, like in our chat and on the internet and social media, about North American guys and players and coaches and stuff having a North American bias. Do you think that exists out there?
Are you talking about talking specifically or coaches generally?
No, just like the Bissonnettes of the world and North American players. Do you think that there is that bias?
Yeah, I think it exists. I think it exists because it's just different ways of playing the game. There are different things that North American players and North American hockey people value in players as opposed to Russian players and Russian hockey people. There are just stylistic tendencies that are, I guess, inherent to the North American game that aren't necessarily as prevalent in Russia. So absolutely, I think it's a thing. Now, the degree to which the bias exists, I mean, that varies from person to person, but absolutely, I think it's real.
Yeah, I don't believe that it would dissuade you from trading a guy that's got ability.
No.
No. I think that's absurd to think that the bias, there's a different the game is different, right? Like if you look at basketball, it's different in Europe as it is here. In baseball, I've been around in baseball clubhouses with GMs and managers when they talk about Dominican players and Latin players compared to American players and the difference of the flair and what matters to them. But nobody like, the Dominican player may be more of a free swinger because that is the culture in the Dominican Republic and Latin America, right? With 2 strikes, you're really not shorting it up. You're going to, you're still going to go after it. And there's the cultural difference. But to think that guys would actively not want Russian players on the team, I mean, I can't believe it. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't think it goes that far. I think it's just, there are certain things that, North American people in the game like to see from players, and North American players are more likely to meet those parameters than Russian players, because North American players have been hearing about those particular
Yeah, like
points of
they
emphasis
were raised
since they
in
were
the world
kids.
of
Yeah,
be
yeah,
a two-way player, right?
exactly.
Like that's you're raising that. Like that you hear
Yeah.
that all the time. Right.
Yeah, you've been hearing that since you were 4 or 5, 6 years old.
Right. And of course it's going to shape your belief system as the way to win is, this is how you can't expose yourself on the other end.
Sure.
You
Absolutely.
know? So where are we at? Like how should we feel now going forward? Like obviously we're all optimistic. We all feel like they're on the right path. What's the level of optimism? 1 to 10.
Yeah, I would say like somewhere in like the 7 range for me. I mean, I'm optimistic. I think this team, has shown that they are a good team. Now, obviously, they have to go out next year and they have to prove it. They have to make the playoffs again. They have to stay competitive. They can't, fall flat on their faces, because then you start thinking this year was a fluke. But I think they've shown that they are a good team. But I don't think they have the pieces yet to be a great team. And that's where, number one, internally, guys are going to have to develop. Like, that changes if Porter Martone pops off next year and scores 90 points, or Michkov does the same thing, then that changes, how we evaluate the roster. But I think a lot of this is going to come down to Danny Briere. I mean, Briere is going to need to build off of this momentum. And whether it's this summer, whether it's next summer, he's going to have to add some pieces. He's going to have to supplement this roster, probably via trade. Maybe somebody shows up in free agency, but it's probably going to have to be via trade. He's going to need to fill some of the holes, because this team is it's a tight-knit group. They play for each other. They're well coached, but they just don't have the horses yet to compete with the best teams. We saw that against Carolina, and my excitement is going to be there, but it's going to be measured until I look at this roster and I say, yeah, they can go up against anybody and go on a long run. That's when I really
look, you need one
about the Flyers.
impact. Like I want one impact in the offseason, one impact guy in the offseason. Like it doesn't need to be Austin Matthews, right? And I mean, the wish has always been McJesus, and that someday that he gets tired of it, and maybe with 2 years left on his deal, maybe it's after next season. I don't know. But you got to come back with one impact player, a guy that is the top 6 guy that we talk about.
Yeah. Or, I mean, and look, I'm more intrigued about the idea of getting a forward, because obviously we watched the offense in the playoffs. Wasn't that great for most of the season.
Well, you're right, a 1D.
But I think you could sell to the fans if you go out and you get a top pair defenseman. You'd be like, yeah, okay, that's our ad. Our defense is going to be this much better. Exactly.
Imagine if you actually have a good power play now. You got a howitzer guy at the point, and you could convert power plays. Now, that would make a big difference.
Yeah, so if that's your big ad, I'm cool with that. Now, you still at some point need to go out and get that impact offensive piece, ideally a center. But if they were to go out and get a top pair defenseman to take some heat off of Travis Sanheim and hopefully improve the power play, I think that would be good enough for this summer.
You're a check. What do you think? You think he'll be ready for next year?
Oh, I mean, he's going to be ready, like in the sense that he's going to make the team.
Ready to make an impact, like a big impact.
We'll see. He's got to have a big summer, to be sure. But, for him, it's like he's got the shot at the point. He's got the power play ability. He's got the offensive creativity. For him, it's just 5-on-5 play, specifically defense. I mean, he needs to work on his skating. He needs to work on his reads. He needs to work on that whole element of his game, because, from what I've heard about his play in the AHL, he scored points and that was great, but his defensive play needs a lot of work. And I'm curious as to how the Flyers are going to approach that this summer, like what they're going to do with him, if he's going to stay here, if he's going to come back early. I imagine he's going to come to development camp. They're going to do a lot of work with him there, I would guess. So I'm just curious how they're going to work with him, because obviously they view him as important.
Yeah.
It's usually right after the draft, so like late June, early July.
Yeah. Okay, well, guess what, dude? You're killing it. Just killing it. Go see Talk, and anything happens, we'll be bugging you again. It's so great having them as a story. So, thanks, pal.
All right, you got it. Heading over to Voorhees now. See you guys.
There he is, Charlie O, on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. All right, let's take a quick TO. We'll come back. D. Brooks is going to join us from the Chicago Combine for the NBA. They have the Combine in the NBA. So we'll talk to D. Brooks coming up. And then EJ, because we're going to London. We're going to London. Football in London. Jules. London. Greg, no.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
All right, let's take a quick TO. All right, let's talk about Ace, because Ace is the helpful place, right? Heat, humidity sneaking in, because guess what? Did you see the weather next week? 90s. Oh, the heat's coming. AC, make sure it's working, because if it's not cranking the way it should, don't worry. You call Ace Hardware Home Services. They got you covered. From AC repairs to water heaters, plumbing, electrical, their trusted pros bring the same helpful service you know from Ace right to your home, right to your front door. Whether it's a quick fix or a bigger summer project, they've got the tools, the know-how, the people to get it done right. Ace Hardware Home Services, bringing helpful to your home. You can visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started today. Ace, the helpful place. All of your summer projects are right there at Ace. Check it out. Hey, let's talk about Fanatics and the Fanatics app, the all-in-one destination for every part of your sports fandom. You can get official gear for your favorite teams and players, including the latest drops, exclusive releases, the must-have merch, all in one place. And think about it. You want to get a March home jersey? Well, guess what? You got it right there. It's also more than just shopping. You can play free daily games in the app to earn fan cash, which you can spend on jerseys and game tickets and collectibles. Get notified about the latest trading card drops like Topps Chrome NFL, Cosmic Chrome Basketball, Topps Chrome Black Baseball, and more. All my kids on the baseball team, they love it. All right? They're always down. So listen, download the Fanatics app. Start cashing in on your fandom. Get it all today at allphly.com/fanatics. At necessary, open all, 21 plus to play. No purchase necessary. U.S. only, void where prohibited. All right. We got our man in Chicago, Jules. Let's go out to the Combine, where our man, D. Brooks, is there.
What's up, brother?
What's up, D. Brooks?
What's up? How you? How's VG?
Hanging, man, hanging. Feel good that we're free of the eel.
That was quick, huh?
Well, when we talked to you on Monday about what to expect, I was kind of surprised. I was at a banquet last night for Anthony's school, and there's no just really bad reception. So I'm driving home, and I don't want to look at my phone. So I get home finally at like 9:30, and then I see that all hell broke loose, and the eel is out. I thought of you right away, D. Brooks. You've been talking about the leadership of this franchise for a while now.
I appreciate it, man. And I feel like it's a good start. We're not quite there yet. It's kind of like when you clean your car out and you think it's clean, but you still got popcorn in between the seat and the console, and it's nagging you. So we still got some pieces
Sounds like
to get
my
out
car.
of there. We still got some pieces to get out of there. And what I think is happening is they're going to try to put someone in place that will do the rest of the work and figure out new coach and new front office staff.
What do you think? Like, do you think the Nurse thing, obviously he's safe for next year, and it's like, hey, he has a story to tell, right? Like, well, look at the roster I had. Like, what do you want me to do? How am I supposed
Yes,
to win with that roster?
yes. You can save yourself with someone else's issue. And so if I'm Nick Nurse, I'm saying to the powers that be, I was dealt a bad hand, and just give me one more opportunity. But that also puts a target on your back for the following year to be better.
Do they keep Elton Brand and do they keep the rest of the? There's a million executives up there, right? Like,
Yeah, I
at
I
what
don't.
point do they go? All right, like everybody's got to roll, and we're starting fresh.
So I don't think so. I think that they have created obviously a relationship that's somewhat towards the end of family where it is difficult to have a complete bloodbath on your hands. So you bring somebody in and allow their newness to say, "Hey, I'm going to bring my own people, so I'm going to let all of these people go." I think that's what will end up happening. And Elton's been there for a while. He was at one point the head person and the pinpoint person, and they brought Daryl in to oversee him. So I'm sure Elton knows the writings on the wall.
So other than you to run to be the president, right? Bob Myers will make the hire. Are you close with Bob?
I'm friendly with Bob. I wouldn't say we're close, but we do know each other.
Like a D Brooks would be nice, but in lieu of you, who would you target?
See, I'm a really big believer in guys who get in the gym and actually watch the players or know the players, have relationships with the players. So, in that regard, I'm always leaning more towards a retired player that has been there and done that, and has those relationships where guys will listen to him, and you have a better connection with the coach. So I'm always leaning towards an ex player. I think a great name for Philly that probably won't be on the radar, but should is like a Kyle Korver.
Well, you know what's funny? You know who I mentioned is Legler because here's the thing. I like guys that
Hmm.
are in the booth
Hmm.
too, because when you're going city to city, you're seeing these guys live. You know the players, right? Like you
Hmm.
also are talking to every team, so you know the story behind the players. Like we all see a name, right? And you see a stat line beside the name. You don't know what the guy's work ethic is, what's going on in his family life, whether or not he got a
Right.
real shot at something. Like that's stuff that that you would know, D Brooks, that
Yep.
we're not going to have privy to. But a legs would know that.
Yeah, I mean, I like legs. I like legs a lot. I think legs would be more tapped for a coaching position, and I'll tell you why. One, he's excellent at X and O's. If you really watch what he does on TV and how he handles a game. He breaks down why they're doing what they're doing. He also commands the attention from the number one player on the team all the way down to the 17th man on the roster that's on a two-way. He gets the same attention. And that's the most difficult part about being a coach is being a great communicator. You have to get 15 different people in 15 different places in their lives and the amount of money that they make. You got to get them all to see the same vision and goal that you're putting in front of them. You need somebody who can do that. I think Legs would be great for that.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, what do you think about Wes, our old friend Worldwide Wes, coming back to Philadelphia? He's in New York now, grew up here, right? Been around players since he was 16 selling sneakers to Jordan.
Yeah, Wes is my guy, man. I've known Wes for a long, long time, and I have a very funny story about Wes. But he would be great. The issue with him is I think he's always had like a Batman Robin situation. He's had a partner, so to push him out in the forefront to be that guy, I'm not sure if that would happen. I think he's super comfortable where he is. He's in a great space. He's got a great job, and they're winning. I don't know what pulls him away from that.
You don't think being your own guy, like being the guy, say, and the fact that it's his hometown, you think that would have any weight?
It could, I'm not saying that it would never happen, but I think
Right.
that he's in such a good spot that he probably is like, I don't really know what they have going on in Philly. And make no mistake about it, whoever gets the job, even myself included, I thought about it, is the most difficult part is you're coming into a strapped situation. You're
Right.
coming into a situation where you have no money and you're tied into two players that no one else in the league wants. And so what you're basically doing is, how do I deal with the others? How do I create something out of nothing? And that's going to be anyone's issue. And then you still have to deal with the culture side of it and getting those two or three players that might have been part of an old regime to see how you want to do it and run things in the future.
Like, let me ask you a question. Is Embiid at all movable? Like, you
He's
talk to
moved.
these guys all the time. You talk to these GMs. Do you
Yeah,
think?
I think he's movable in the sense that everyone understands he has value when healthy, but everyone knows that the very best ability on a court is availability. So that's where everyone's going to have a hesitation. Is maybe some people say, you know what, you can take as many days off as you want and then come back in the playoffs ready to go. Obviously, there's some rule stipulations that prevent that without a really genuine injury, but that's what people are scared of. They're not really scared of the money. They're scared of the health and his availability to service their team.
Yeah, because he kills you. He kills you because he never plays, right? Like, so you have to play one style without him. Like, if I'm Nick Nurse, I go, dude, like, what do you want me to do? I got to have a with and a without, right? I got to
Yes,
have a with
yes,
Embiid and a without Embiid. Like, what do you want me to do, man? That's what
yeah.
kills you, and that's why I wonder: is there any way he can be moved?
The other hard part about moving Embiid is he has grown accustomed to being the number one, even in a situation where he's publicly said this is Tyrese's team and Max is the franchise player. If you notice in the games when he plays, they all defer to him. That means that the pace is going to be slower, the game's slower. He takes more shots. He gets to run the roost. And so having that to put onto another team where he comes in and he's like, hey, I'm still actively the best center in this game, pound for pound. And the other teams are going to have a hard time putting him in a number one spot. He can go anywhere and probably be a number two. But being the first option is going to be a difficult pill to swallow.
Hey, Derek, what's your reaction to Jake Fisher on Steinline said that there's some people around the league who think that Embiid for Sabonis trade might be possible? What's your gut reaction to that?
Ugh, just on hearing it, I don't like it. I think that if you could dump the salary and have a plan, obviously Sabonis is not going to be your long term plan. The hard part is with Philly, you're at a point now where they don't want to see a rebuild, but they know you have to rebuild. The process was so long and drawn out, and promises were made that weren't kept, and you could see in Josh Harris's little excerpt yesterday after the firing that he understands where the fans are coming from and their disappointment. It's going to be difficult to sell to them, this is what we're doing. Everyone knows that we have to move off of Paul and then be at some point, but it's like, for who? So Sabonis would be strictly I want to get him in, get that money off the books, get Sabonis playing, have some competition, but know that we eventually want to get a young gun in at that center position.
So here's my something I wrestle with, um, and it hurts me to even discuss it, but I think you have to, and that's the concept of trading Tyrese at 26. He's you're going to wind up wasting his best years by the time you can kind of cycle through Embiid and George and build a good enough competitive team around him, he's in his 30s, or at least close to 30. And I just don't know any other move to actually get at real assets.
It's funny. I mentioned this, and maybe we could pull a clip at some point. But I mentioned this on your show last year. It was very unpopular because you know how much Tyrese is beloved in the city, and and I think that he's a star talent. The unfortunate part is he's the only draw, right? Like he is, like you mentioned, he is the biggest piece we have in terms of value, and to get value back. I don't think Philly's concerned with wasting his years. I think they're more concerned with the value that he has and if they can get the most for him. So someone's going to come in and that will be part of their evaluation to say, is it realistic that we can make a run and be as good, if not better, than New York, um, Boston, Detroit, all those teams that have become top tier over the last 10 years? Is it possible with Tyrese and our options that we can be as good and competitive to those teams? Because clearly we were not this year, right? Like, we didn't belong in that second round of the playoffs. So if we can do that, then they'll do that. If not, then they'll evaluate his value across the league.
Well, that's the thing. But I look at his career arc, right? If you look at his career arc, again, when I say waste his best years, I mean like, if you're going to compete, you have two choices. One, you hold on to him and hope that you can get pieces around him quick enough to become a contender again, or you move him for assets at the height of his value.
The frustrating thing, especially with a guy like Tyrese, other teams you have like long wings, right? And those long wings can play the same way they played coming in, a little bit of lag in their speed and agility, but still offensively and defensively be somewhat similar 10, 15 years down the line, right? With Tyrese, his biggest asset is not only his work ethic, but clearly his speed.
Yeah.
And as we all know, that dwindles over time.
Yeah.
He's not by stature big enough to withstand. So like a Cade Cunningham, he can play the way he's playing right now in the playoffs. He can play that way in 10 years. It's going to be difficult for Tyrese to be the same exact player he is today in 10 years.
Can I ask you, both of you guys, is it possible, do you think, to build a contending team around a 6'2" guard that isn't Steph Curry?
Well, go ahead. Do you go first? I mean, I think you can, but go ahead.
I'm going to say it's difficult because you got to look at shot selection and how you get your shots, right?
Yeah.
Not if you're making or missing the shots, but how you get to the shots. And if you watch that New York Knicks series closely, you saw that it was much easier for a slower Brunson and not as athletic Brunson to get to his shots. It was painfully obvious that when you throw a double team or a blitz at Tyrese, it was more difficult for him to even get to his shot. So that's why he went several games with only having an 8-shot night or a 2-shot quarter.
Can I push back a little bit on that one, D?
Yeah, no, please.
So I think there's a couple factors at play. One, what's around Brunson, what's around Maxey. Maxey was being blitzed. Matt, if you look at what teams have tried to do to defending the Sixers, it's to take the head off, right? Like, go ahead, VJ. Look at all the open looks that VJ had, right?
Yep.
All the open looks that George had. That's all because of Maxey and blitzing Maxey. I also know that finger is worse than people think, and it's your shooting hand.
Yep. If you watch the shots that Maxey got, Maxey will have to dance a little bit and then do a step back three or run into a three.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you see a swing around and Maxey is wide open for the three.
Yeah.
Right? And so the same blitz that was coming at Maxey, Nick Nurse saw it, and he tried to double down and throw the same blitz at Brunson. The only difference is Brunson has a very different style game. He plays everything off of 2 feet, whereas Maxey is downhill speed. He's coming off 1 foot,
Agreed.
and he wants to get a little contact so he can get to the lane. That's going to be hard to sustain over a 10-year period. So it
Yeah,
is more
I agree with that.
difficult.
Yeah.
It's more difficult to build around that because you need those pieces right now.
Agreed. Like, and that's the issue is what's around them. Like, I don't think, to VG's question, I don't think you could just say, no, I can't build around a 6'2". It's about what's a 6'2" guard. I mean, like Iverson, right? Like, what did you put around Allen? Like, if you could put something dynamic around him that complement what he does with speed and driving and scoring ability, that creates space on the floor, right? Like that, and that's what they've lacked.
Yeah,
I mean, and to your point, D, and you've been saying this every time you're on. I mean, they're just ill. The roster's ill fit. It's ill fit. It doesn't work together.
yeah. And it's a sign of the times, right? Like you bring up Iverson. In Iverson's era, guys really dug into their role. And
Yeah.
they didn't want to be the best on the team. They wanted to be the best in their role. So you had guys like, Eric Snow, who was capable of scoring 20 a night. He did it when he was playing for Seattle Supersonics. He could score, but he understood that wasn't his role. So he really dug into his role. Aaron McKee, George Lynch, Tyrone Hill, those guys really dug into their role. They believed it, and that's what propelled them forward. They also had a president who infused nothing but positivity into them. So it was all they heard, right? That propelled them forward. And Iverson got to be in all his glory who he was supposed to be. They couldn't change him from that. Now, today's climate in the NBA, everyone wants to score. The reason why is because everyone wants to get paid that top dollar. So even going back to when we were on last and you were talking about Kelly Oubre, Kelly knows that he's not just playing for the Sixers in the playoffs right now. He's auditioning for his next check. So, yeah, he's going to go for 20 shots if he can, because it's not really about embracing your role and being the best at that role. It's about how can I get to where I want to be. It's individual. So you're going to run into those problems.
I mean, that's and that's also an AAU fallout.
I agree. I start to see it more and more with my son now, is that these kids, they see each other playing, and one kid gets a bucket, the next kid comes down, that same kid who just scored is wide open, and he's like, no, you just scored, it's my turn now. That's and you get glorified on
It's
Instagram or
unbelievable. They
TikTok.
take turns. That's what
Yes.
That's what the game. It's no longer a team game. We lost the soul of basketball. We've lost the soul of it. It's
Yeah.
terrible. It's let me jack up a three. Let me be a selfish little prick. Right? Like that's what it is.
Yeah, gone are the days where you bring down the ball, you got your center in the middle, you get him the ball, and the offense runs through him. He spins around and sees who's cutting and who's open, and he
Right.
gets the. That's over. Now I bring the ball down. I'll put the center there, but no way he's getting the ball. And I'm gonna jack it up and shoot it. If he's big enough and athletic enough, let him go get the rebound.
Yeah, I hate how that game. I hate where the game is morphed into. Like, I'm all down with a three. You can shoot the ball. Guys have great range, and it's awesome, right? But the selfish nature of this whole thing, the me, is really what I detest about how the sport is morphed into that.
And it's also the fear of telling guys that they have to play a role and only that role. And if not, then we are going to figure out a way to get you out of our system and organization.
Yeah.
There's so much fear surrounding sitting down with a guy and telling him exactly who you think he is and who he should be. And that prevents a team from really knowing their identity. So when you look at the Sixers, they don't have an identity. They don't have a culture. They don't have an identity. It's just we try to infuse that into them because they win a couple games. That Boston series did a little bit more disservice than it did service because it made people believe in something that wasn't really there.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's why I like Edgecombe, because Edgecombe I think has a good mentality, right? Like, he's a good team kid, will play D, can move the ball, I mean, he's not afraid to shoot, but it's interesting how I don't think he grew up in the AAU culture, and I think it really benefited him.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, he has no expectation aside from playing hard.
Yeah.
Whatever playing hard means in that moment and in that game is what he does. And that's why he's able to hit so many big shots. It's because he approaches the game fearless. His alternative is I could be back at home not living out my dream playing basketball, right? Still living on a generator. But because I get to do this, I'm unafraid to shoot a three with 2 seconds left. I'm unafraid. I don't care if I look cool. I don't care if I don't look cool. I look corny. I'm gonna play basketball to my highest degree. That's you need 8 of those on your team. You need 8 of those Edgecombes and Maxis that have that work ethic and that thought process about how to approach the game. Once you get those guys, then you can start steering them into what their direct path is to help the bigger picture of the team.
Yeah. No, you're 1,000% right. Where's Corver at?
He was the assistant GM with Atlanta, so I know he was on deck to interview for a Chicago job when that was open, but someone else got that job. I think the old president of Toronto, Matvei, got the
Oh,
Chicago
right.
job.
Yeah. I don't know. I like a ticket of D Brooks and KK.
I love it, man. I would love it. I'd say it all started here,
My brother, listen, enjoy the combine, enjoy Chicago, and I'm sure we'll be chatting soon, brother.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, D Brooks. There he is. D Brooks on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Corver.
That's an intriguing name.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, I think.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, Atlanta, he did a decent job, right? Or they did a decent job in kind of reshaping that team. So, whatever. It's a familiar name, and he's a guy working his way up the ranks. I don't know.
Yeah, familiar with the current game, a lot of the players.
Right. I think that kind of fits. All right, let's take a quick TO coming up. In about 8 minutes, we'll talk to E.J. Smith. I need some football in my life. Suddenly, my life is going barren.
It's always here for you. You got the schedule coming out today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow
for sure.
Tomorrow comes out. There'll be more leakage today. And then
I hate that word.
Tomorrow.
Hate that word.
And tomorrow, we get it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm scouring. I was like, who's at the combine? Am I crazy? Scouring NBA combine.
Oh, I got no interest in that. Yeah. I mean, God bless D Brooks out there.
Big kid from Kentucky.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's, but I can't go in the draft. I'm not even in draft mode and rebuild mode with them. I got a sour vibe with that squad. Sour.
Understandably so.
So I'm just going to go back to my happy place, football. That's all I want to be. In fact, I may disappear for a while until training camp.
Yeah,
yeah. I think I might.
Let's go work out. What are you going to just work out and just disappear?
I don't know.
Training camp.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to decide. I have to figure it out. I just wanted to disappear off the planet for they come back for football. Ready to go. What do you think, Jules?
I love it. Can I come?
I don't know where I'm going, but sure. All right, but let's talk about some of our friends. Parks Casino, Street Road, Ben Salem. It's got everything you want. You want to have a great night out. Parks Casino's got it. All right? Think about this. Headline entertainment, 3,200 state-of-the-art slots, hundreds of live table games. Make the night complete and stay at the new and luxurious Parksview Hotel. just steps away from Parks Casino. Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong coming September 21st. Classic soft rock with America on October 31st. July 24th, the Gene Simmons Band. Comedian Ben Backus, August 22nd. Magician Michael Carbonaro, September 19th. Tickets are still available for these headliners coming up. Ambrosia Yacht Rock and Paul McCartney Live, the tribute to Paul McCartney. You got it. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets. Got to be 21. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Wawa's got tacos. Tacos. Oh, Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo, chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire-roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. Tacos. I got to get the Wawa taco. I still haven't had it yet. The many times that we've been in, I got to get it.
You should order some. We'll celebrate the eel going away. We'll order some tacos in.
Can we get some margaritas in there too?
Yeah, I wanted them. I wanted to go. I didn't know if I could go to Acme and get some champagne to pop a cork.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't know when the alcohol sales started. I never looked early in the morning for booze at Acme.
There you go, a little champagne for the eel. They got to do a lot more for me to get.
I mean, what else can they do to make you feel good?
I don't know.
I don't know what
gotta see. I got to see who Bob Myers tabs. I don't know.
All right, say he tabbed Corver and our man Derrick. Then what? You feel then you're.
Yeah. I mean,
is that enough? I know it's, but I'm saying, like, what can they do? It's so hard with the roster they have.
That's it. Like, it's nearly nothing they can do, because the issue with them is you're going to have to be in purgatory again.
Right.
Like, whatever happens, the answer is you got to. It's going to be a long time before they compete for a title.
And the other side of that is, how old is Maxey when these contracts go away?
Well, that's why I brought him up to you yesterday.
30,
you got to.
I know. I was emotional. Now I'm thinking you're right. You got to trade him.
All that stuff.
That's it. Trade him.
Yeah, but it's not about. Yeah, I'm right. It's just about. It sucks. Like I take no glee.
I know.
I love Maxey, man. He's my favorite. I love the kid, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it again. Like, here's the problem I have, is I gotta take a deep breath and go at it again with another process where they're going to be irrelevant for 5 freaking years.
What year did the process start?
2016, 15.
So we're like 11 years in.
15, 14.
Let's try at 11. What's another 3?
I don't even
11,
realize.
14.
And the problem is, it's not just 3. That's 3 just to get rid of Embiid.
And the thing is, if you trade for Max, say you get 5 number ones for Maxey, they can't be concurrent years. So it's, what do you get, 5 picks over 10 years?
I don't even know how you do it. Like, you're going to have. Now, the good thing is the NBA draft is a lot better now these days with NIL. So there's a trickle down, so you can get players. But I don't even know how you, who you start with and how you do it. And it's got to be, it's tough. And you got to hope that somebody has somebody else's pick. It's a 5-way deal, 3-way trade, 4-way trade, 5-way trade, something along those lines where you could come away with multiple picks in a year and a young player and stuff like that. That's the biggest issue. All right. Joining us. Oh, this feels good. I miss my boy. Like, I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Even in the studio, I think I saw him in passing. But it's good to reconnect, and we'll be starting to pick up some steam soon. E.J. Smith, the Xfinity Mobile Caller Line.
Give me that E, give me a J, give me an EJ, give me that EJ Smith.
My brother, good to see you, baby boy.
It's good to see you too, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, I know there's been a lot going on in Philly sports. This is like my dad will call me if I haven't talked to him in a couple days. I'll be like, I haven't heard from you. It's been a minute. So
Hello,
it's
stranger.
good to be back. Yeah. What's that?
Does he say hello, stranger?
Yeah.
My father
He's
did.
like, I don't recognize this number. Yeah,
Does
right.
that, yeah. And then you feel horrible. You're like, oh my God, like that. I'm sorry.
It's I'll be like, they just changed the whole coaching staff over right at the end of the Eagles season. I've been a little busy, but always got to make time to call the dad, right?
Right. I know it. I got 2 kids.
Yeah.
I've said the same thing. Like, I haven't been up for air. Crazy.
Yeah.
So here we got some leakage, baby.
Yeah.
London.
Eagles in London.
Eagles
Yep.
in London, October 11th. Jaguars, Tottenham.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. It's it was something that was on my radar. You started hearing some rumblings a couple weeks ago. The Eagles are obviously always very interested in the international games. They want to play abroad. But when they gave away their home game in 2024 to play in Brazil, Jeffrey Lurie made it clear that if they were going to go abroad, it was going to be a road game. So the Jaguars made a ton of sense. Obviously, they play a lot of games over there in London. The thing that I think will go under the radar a little bit, the stadium that they're going to play in London, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, is one of like the most state-of-the-art stadiums you'll ever see. I mean, it was built recently, and I'm sure that Jeffrey Lurie will already be very familiar with that stadium as they, try to figure out what to do with the link and kind of what the next steps are. So I think it'll be fun for Eagles fans who are out there to see that state-of-the-art stadium and kind of get inspiration as well.
All right, so you want me to go out early and do a whole big stadium story for you?
Oh, please. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah.
All right.
Get a good look at it.
The
Yeah.
timing's not perfect for you.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Well, we won't get into why it's not perfect for
Right.
you, but it's not perfect timing.
Right.
But
Right.
it's hopefully we've got good representation there.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun trip for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I you're my main man.
He's gonna see what he can do,
Yeah.
EJ. He's got some stuff he needs to move around his schedule. He might be able to make it happen. We're holding out hope.
Yeah, I'm going to leave now.
Yeah. If you leave now, I'll come with you. We'll go together.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. So
Yeah.
what do we got now? We know October 11, Jaguars. We know Thanksgiving Day. Dude, I love this. Now, I'm sorry because that means you're away for Thanksgiving.
That's fine though. I'm good. I'm good with a road trip on Thanksgiving. It was Christmas that I was a little worried about. I like being home on Christmas if I can. I was in Dallas on Christmas Eve a couple of years ago, but even that, you make it work. It's all good. Everybody in my family is very understanding that's the job. So Thanksgiving in Dallas. Actually, I think that'll be fun. It'll be a fun experience. It'll be a good game. My biggest question is, can the Eagles win a shootout against Dallas? I mean, maybe they won't have to. This Eagles defense will be good, but that Dallas offense is going to be really good this year. So we talked about it on the show yesterday with Sean Syed. I think that'll be a great game. I think it will be a high-scoring game, and I think there's reason to believe the Eagles could win a high-scoring game in Dallas.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him.
Wow. Yeah. Why would you have reason to believe? We saw this offense that had struggled to put up points.
Maybe it's just because I'm getting further away from it. I'm a little bit more optimistic talking to people around the building, talking to people like Sean Syed, talking to Fran about some of the things that can carry over that we've seen Jalen succeed at, where it's not going to have to be all middle field throws. So again, maybe it is just because it's sunny outside. I haven't been at the facility very much recently. I'm a little more optimistic about it, but I'm choosing to think that there is a pathway for this to work with Sean Mannion and Jalen Hurts.
I love it. I love that. I like hearing that. Listen,
Little
I do
positive today,
think,
right?
I think that they're going to try to make it as easy as possible for Jalen. You know, if that means like certain times, like cutting off half the field, quick reads, like here you go. I think it's going to be quarterback friendly when it comes to that.
Yep, I agree. The swing, let's call it like the swing scheme. You know, the thing that is going to make or break it to me, to some degree at the very least, is can they get the RPO game worked into this? You haven't seen it very much with Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan's systems, but I know it's something that was on their radar, you know, early in the offseason, was trying to figure out how to get some of the RPO game that they've been so successful with Jalen into this system. And, you know, we were talking to Nate Tice about this a couple of weeks ago. Like Eli Stowers is a really good fit in some of those RPO like plays that they ran to Dallas Goedert last year. You know, I think Stowers can do some of that stuff. He's really athletic on the move, simplify it for him. So if they can figure out that element, if they can get RPOs into some of that early down stuff, you know, to help Jalen out, you know, get him some layups. You know, this is supposed to be a quarterback friendly offense. You know, that's kind of the idea behind it. So again, it's a projection, but I think that there's enough carryover that I think you can feel good about the transition.
Yeah, I like, I'm with you. I don't know if it's the same thing. Like we've gotten further away from it. You know, it is funny how the mind really impacts the way you what you really want will kind of shape your thoughts. So all of a sudden, I was thinking the same thing. Like, you know what? I think this thing can work. I think Jalen can flourish in this offense. You know, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there was an ESPN report out. Jeremy Fowler said that you know, Jalen Hurts has been all in with Mannion. That's this time of year you'd be surprised if he wasn't.
I know,
but yeah, we'll see.
No, he's out.
We'll
really?
See. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that guy's doing a really good job, like drawing things on the chalkboard. So it'll be good. They got OTAs in a couple of weeks. It'll be good to see him out on the grass, get an early indication there.
Do you? All right. So real quick, we know Thanksgiving Cowboys. By the way, real quick, take yourself and your vocation out of the conversation. Eagles, Cowboys. I had this raging debate with VG and Jamie yesterday, the bro, and they're both anti-Thanksgiving football.
That's not accurate.
No.
We're anti-4:30 Thanksgiving football.
I'm sorry. The gold standard of Thanksgiving football has always been at 4:30.
Just represent us appropriately.
No, I am 100% in favor of Thanksgiving football. I don't even mind 4:30. I don't mind the all day element of it, but I'm not a Thanksgiving guy. You guys got to remember that. I like football on Thanksgiving because it's honestly it's part of the tradition. You know, you grow up playing high school football, playing turkey bowls with your family. That's part of that's part of the day.
You just speak my language, brother. I mean, that's it. I told these guys, these losers. I told them, I go, we do this thing every Thanksgiving. We play our turkey bowl. We go over to we go to Stokes on Oregon Avenue. The whole family goes in. There's beers. The kids have a Coke, and everybody's hanging out, talking about the game. Get the Lions on. And then we go home for dinner. And then when we go home for dinner, you know, I'm watching the game.
You don't even eat there.
Yeah, you got football on.
Whatever. I pick whatever it is, but I sit in the other room. Now, again, it's adjacent. So the kitchen, my sister's house, you got the kitchen bleeds into the living room, and I'm in the living room. I can see everybody.
Yeah, exactly. They understand. I mean, if the Eagles are on, then they already understand what time it is, right?
By the way, they're all going to be there. Yeah. Like, what family in Philadelphia doesn't watch the Eagles?
Right.
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a small percentage of families that won't watch the Eagles on Thanksgiving. And you make do around it. You eat during the game, or I don't know if you want to eat before. I don't know what time you're going to eat, but who cares? Just it brings everybody together.
Exactly. No, that's why it's important. Now, are you guys eating before the 4:30 kick, or are you eating after the 4:30 kick?
Well, probably. My guess is they'll probably have it during the game, and everybody gets a plate, and everybody goes in the living room and everybody eats that way.
So my wife's
What's the matter
family will eat.
eating in front of the television? What's wrong with that?
My wife's family will eat at like 1:00 on Thanksgiving. It's crazy. I've never done that before.
That's too early.
Until I got married, and then
Thanksgiving
my
lunch.
family will eat at like 7:30. So
Yeah.
I'll have time to watch. If I were watching the game at home, I'd have time to watch the game. So yeah,
they usually put it's usually a 4:30, 5 o'clock roll.
Yeah,
like how that's
we're
how
on
my family
opposite
does.
ends of that spectrum there. Yeah. So,
But
I'm happy with
you
the
bring the
Thanksgiving
plate
game.
inside, again, for a special occasion, who cares that whether you're eating at a table together or you're eating in the living room with
You're together. Yeah.
You're together.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And you should be happy they play on Thanksgiving. It probably means they don't play on Christmas, which I think is a win.
Yeah, I hear you. The Christmas thing's tough.
Yeah.
Christmas thing's tough.
And I don't know. Maybe Eagles fans would enjoy it, but I think it's better. Maybe they'll play.
Well, it's hard
Christmas
for
Eve,
you. If to cover it, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
It's not fun traveling on Christmas. Yeah. So, not complaining. It's not digging ditches, as my predecessor would say. It's not. I could be doing worse things, but it is. It's not fun traveling on Christmas.
Let's look at have you looked at the calendar? What day does Christmas fall this year? A Thursday?
I think it's a Thursday. Let me see here. No, it's a Friday this year.
It's a Friday.
They could play Christmas Eve. I could see that.
They'll definitely play Christmas. Well, not the Eagles, but they'll have games Christmas Eve.
No, I'm saying I could see Eagles Giants like Christmas Eve again. They like putting Eagles Giants around the holidays. Although with how volatile the Eagles are, maybe the NFL doesn't want to put them on two big primetime games. They don't want to have like a Commanders situation where they've got a team that has a wide range of outcomes in a lot of primetime slots there.
So what do you think? Do you think that they go? Do you think they'll have games Christmas Eve, Christmas Day? They're doing it's Friday, so there'll be 3 games on Christmas Day.
They probably play the 26th too, right?
Probably not. They probably won't do Saturday, right? I don't think so.
They might. They sometimes start to add those Saturday games late in the year.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, we could have NFL Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, my God. Was it during Capital One bowl season?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's bowl season. They're not going to be worried about those bowl games. So, I could see them playing that on the 26th.
Yeah. Well, man, I love it. EJ, it makes me happy. I'm already thinking about September, right? October, Halloween, right? I used to hate when the Eagles would play on Halloween because I take the kids out trick or treating, right?
Yeah.
So it ruins your football Sunday.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't mind a Halloween game. I like all the games except for Christmas. Even Black Friday game was really fun. Black Friday game.
Oh, I love the Black Friday game.
Yeah.
I love the fact they're going to do a doubleheader now.
Yeah. No, I enjoy all that stuff. Yeah.
The Eve is Thanksgiving Eve is freaking awesome. We're going to have Thanksgiving Eve, 3 on Thanksgiving, and 2 on Black Friday.
Yeah.
6 games.
Yeah, what more could you ask for,
awesome.
right? Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, since they got the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, do you think that means they play the Cowboys twice late in the season? Or do you think that they get one of those Cowboys games early instead?
No, I don't understand why they do it this way. I don't like the way they do their schedule. I don't like
where they got
you play the same team twice in 3 or 4 weeks is horrible. And I think that's how they do their division games. I don't like it.
Yeah, with the Giants especially, those games don't have a lot of juice. But with the Cowboys, I could see them putting it late just because they feel like it decides the division. That would be my guess. But I mean, I'd like an Eagles-Cowboys game early. I think it'd be instructive. I think the Eagles, if you're an Eagles fan, you're really hoping for an easy runway to start the season. Though you want this offense to get some time to gel, to hit the ground running. So you might not want to see I think the Cowboys, if you get them early, you probably feel okay about it because their defense struggled so much. Kind of the same thing for them on the inverse. So I think it'll be late, but if I'm an Eagles fan, I wouldn't mind seeing them early.
What do you think? Do you think the opener? So we know Kansas City, Denver is Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
What do you think? You think that could there be a Monday night? Eagles are listen. The league
I
loves
think Monday
the
night
Eagles.
might have been announced.
What's that?
I think they might have announced Monday Night Football. Did they not?
Did they announce who's playing Monday night?
Yeah, I think Chiefs Broncos is Monday night.
Oh, I thought that was Sunday night.
Let me see.
I think that's the Sunday's the Cowboys Giants first.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Cowboys
Chiefs-Broncos
Giants.
Monday night.
You're right, VG. Yes. How about
Maybe give them the 4:30 kick against an NFC East team. That's what I would do.
4:30? Yeah, but give me the game.
Yeah.
Who's the opponent?
Honestly, make it the Cowboys. I mean, I know are people going to be upset season opener against the Cowboys 2 years in a row?
Well, they
I
can't
don't-
because
I
they're
don't-
playing the Giants.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, give me Eagles Commanders week 1. That'd be fun. 4:30 kick.
Eagles Washington. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'd enjoy that. Be a good
I'd be down
matchup.
with that.
We'd actually get to see Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, no, that would actually be interesting.
Yeah.
International. I'm just looking up the international game release. So here we go. You tell me. I wish we could do like a tour of all the international games, right?
Yeah, there are some spots I really would like to get to in my beat reporting career here.
Think
You got
about
the games
how
there?
think about how awesome this is. Melbourne, Rams,
Man.
Niners, in the beginning of the year. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I learned from the Brazil trip. It's good to get that really long flight early in the season.
Yeah.
You get an early bye week, and then it's like you kind of hit reset after that. Honestly, that is a good experience. If you're a team, that's still a very favorable outcome.
What I don't understand why they're doing the Brazil game in week 3 this year.
Yeah, that's tough. So who is in Brazil?
Cowboys, Ravens.
That's a win for the Eagles. Getting Brazil week 3 is tough because that is a long flight. I saw it firsthand from those guys. It took time for them to recover from that trip. So, it's not great for Dallas to have to do that in week 3.
Week 4, London, Tottenham, Colts, Commanders.
It's a good game. It's a good game. I wish we could go to both. We just stay the whole week. Stay for 2 weeks.
Maybe I will. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Week 5 is our game. Birds, Jaguars. See you at the Passyunk Avenue bar in London, one of the 3 of them.
Yep.
Week 6, another London, Wembley, Jaguars and Texans.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. Very cool. Wembley's a historic site. I mean, it's a massive stadium, so that'll be fun.
Week 7, Paris. How about that? At Stadia de Francais. Green Bay Saints. The Fleur-de-Lis goes to Paris.
Yeah, Paris is on the bucket list for an NFL game. I'm sure the Eagles would love to be there. I'd love that. That's going to be fun. Is that the first time they're playing in France?
Yes.
Yeah, it's important. It's an important step for all of us, for all of us who are trying to follow the Eagles abroad.
How about week 9, Madrid?
This is the one for me. This is the one.
Bengals and Falcons.
Yeah. So this is at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. This is where Real Madrid play.
Yes.
This is probably the greatest stadium in the world. It is massive. It's state of the art. They've got 3 different fields that they can rotate through. You know how the Sodfather had all that drama? This is this is how you actually do it. You got 3 fields that you can use. You can rotate them underneath the ground there. So yeah, this is if you are a stadium nerd like me, this is the place you want to go. So I'm hoping the Eagles get there at some point in the next few years.
That sounds awesome.
That's the Falcons, though.
I'm in.
I'm not traveling to see the Falcons. Next game is the one I'm in on.
And then you
Falcons
go
have a full
to
stadium too.
week 10, what VG's talking about, Munich. Here you go, November. Why would they do it during Oktoberfest?
Right?
Yeah,
November
that is a missed
15th,
opportunity.
New England versus Detroit.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good
Patriots,
game, too.
Lions.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Germany.
good game. Cool stadium. I just saw that stadium on TV. It lights up really cool at night, so that'll be a fun experience for sure.
It's like a stadium of Sumaye.
I spend a lot of time in stadiums, so I'm always on the lookout
Dude,
for cool stadiums.
I'm with you. I love stadiums. I
Yeah, absolutely.
love stadiums and
Yeah.
ballparks.
Just want to live in them.
I love them. I would.
I love the history too, like a stadium that's been there a long time, a lot's happened there. Yeah, that gets me like romantic
Yeah.
about the sport.
There's
So,
ghosts.
yeah.
Like when we go to the stadium, we go early, right? Like when you go in, you're early, right? It's just workers. And I mean, when I get to the ballpark, I get to the ballpark and nobody before the workers. And you go to these stadiums and you feel the ghosts. I swear to you, the old Yankee Stadium was, I used to, I would go all the time because I worked there. I worked at Post. And I would feel the ghosts. Like you could feel it. Green Bay, I felt ghosts. Green Bay,
absolutely.
Lambeau, definitely.
Do the stadiums
Yeah,
feel
it hits you when you walk in.
Soldier
Yeah,
Field.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Do the stadiums feel bigger when they're empty or when they're full?
Bigger.
Bigger when they're empty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like this, you look up, it's vast. People make it closer. It feels more close in. But that, like you could feel sometimes I just sit in one of the empty seats and just kind of like look around.
Talk to
Take it
them.
in.
What's up, Vince Lombardi? How you been?
Talk to the ghost.
Yeah. Got any
I
advice?
love me a ghost.
Absolutely.
And then finally, week 11, Mexico City, Vikings Niners.
Be a fun game. I was wondering if the Eagles would make it to Mexico City this year, but I'll take London over that trip.
Man, you seem out on that stadium. What's going on?
I'm not out on it. I don't know as much about it. I know that the Chiefs were not a fan of that stadium a few years ago, though. I do remember
No,
that.
they weren't. Yeah. They had field issues. That was
a lot of the South American stadiums, the grass is set up for soccer. So it's a little bit more shallow. It's not the root system isn't as deep. So when they try to plant their foot and run, it's not always favorable for them. So makes sense. I know that the guys talked about that with the Eagles when they were in Brazil too. Although that stadium was awesome. I mean, the energy there was crazy. It was loud. One of the loudest stadiums I've ever been to.
Look at that.
Talking root systems.
Look at that. That's cool.
Oh, you know I'm all about grass. Yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
I know a little something about grass, but not root systems.
So what's the plan, EJ? Like, what's the schedule?
Yeah, so we'll be live at 8:00, right when the schedule releases. We'll be reacting to every Eagles game. We'll have predictions for how the season's going to go. We'll have you covered pretty much wall to wall for once the schedule's out. So make sure to tune in.
Didn't we do one last year?
I thought so. Yeah, I think so.
I wasn't here yet. You and Bo?
No, it was you, Zach, and Bo. So I watched it. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't with you guys yet.
Oh, that's right. It was Zach.
Yeah.
That's right. It was Zach.
Yeah.
Did we do it at night or we do it the next day?
It was at night. It's probably at night, right when the schedule releases around 8:00. So
we
we'll
did.
we'll have it all covered up. It'll be good.
So who's doing it? You, Fran, and Bo?
Yep. Yeah.
I may have to crash the party.
I'm about to say you got to join. Yeah, you got to hop on. Yeah.
I mean, the bro, or I don't know what the bro's doing over there in that office. He didn't tell me about it. It was my idea to do a scheduled party. I got nothing from the guy. Just like it was last year. It was my idea to do the party. And I didn't get invited.
We actually discussed this, Anthony, and I was looking out for you because I don't want you to burn out at both ends here. You coming back to the city after doing a 3-hour show, coaching, doing everything you're doing to come back. I was looking out for you.
I want football.
Yeah.
Football's
Always
my
got energy for
lifeblood.
I was trying to do you a favor. Yeah, you can join. I got to look out for you, cuz.
Football's my
I
lifeblood.
don't need you burning out on me.
I'm not burned out.
I need you.
He feeds off
Schedule
football.
release
Burn
party.
out.
Thank you.
the sound of
Feeds
that.
off it, dude. Come on.
Yeah. We'll have a party. I like it.
Let's do it, EJ.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Hey,
All right. I'm sorry.
no, I got a final closure thing.
All right. So what's our Eagles? What's the schedule now moving forward this spring, the rest of the spring?
Yeah, so they got OTAs a couple of weeks. I got it right over here, actually. So it's May think it's May 29th, May 30th, and then they have practices in early June, and then June 8th through the 10th is mandatory minicamp. Usually with Nick, they don't use all three of those. We throw all three of those days. They'll probably be the 8th and the 9th, and they'll cancel that last day. So yeah, we'll see these guys on the grass soon. It'll be good too. We'll see what the early indication is with the offense, what it looks like, and see Jonathan Grenard out there for the first time. So yeah, lots to look forward to as we get through these next couple weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to put together.
What's that?
So I'm putting together. We're partnered with Athletes First, which is the number one football agency. So I go to Athletes First, and I'm like, here's what I want to do. I'm like, me and Baldy in a bus, all right, for all the training camps.
I like that. Yeah.
And we leave, right, embark on the football fantastic voyage. All right?
Love this. Yeah.
Right? And we go. We sell it to whatever. Stateside, Surfside, whatever it is, right? We sell the whole thing. Me, Baldy, on a bus, and we go to training camps. We stop off at colleges, too.
Ooh,
Like we do a little Penn State
like
action, little Notre Dame, like Michigan, whatever. And we just roll through it for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Love that.
Non-stop.
Love that idea. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Sign me up. I'll watch. I'll be watching that every day.
Maybe even have you, join us.
I'm about to say, yeah, let me get on the bus for a couple of these. I can't miss Eagles practice, so we got to figure that out. But yeah. Love this.
What do you
idea.
think? You like that idea?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, two football guys. The people who do like the training camp trips too, I respect the hell out of that. That is tough to do. So
I used to do it. I've been dying to do it. I used to do it when I was in New York. I used to do it. And one year, my record was 14 camps.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, that's when they had the Cheese League, and there was like 6 camps. So I went to all 6 of those camps. Then I went down to Dallas, got hit the locust storm, like all over. I freaking love it. I love training camp.
Yeah, no, and you get to see how all the different teams operate. But yeah, usually when we get those guys who are like doing the training camp tours, they don't even know like what city they're in anymore. They look like they've they look like zombies by the time they get to us. But yeah, no, that sounds fun. I'm all in on that.
All right. Go ahead, VG.
What you got, VG?
Oh,
It's just
Sammy,
a tight end question.
Sammy from UK wants to know why you're hiding your Villa scarf.
Oh, so no, I'm not hiding it. The Villa scarf is underneath the TV right now. They won a huge game in the Europa League. I put it underneath the TV for that game, and I haven't moved it since.
All right.
I'm superstitious like that. So not hiding. I promise it's not hiding. It's
we're less than 30 days from World Cup.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
So who do you root for?
So, I mean, I root for the U.S. men's national team. And outside of that, I just want to see great games. It's like there are players I really like on all the different countries. So I don't have a team I'm going to be pulling for. I just want it to be compelling. So, if you ask me who I think is going to win, let me think about it. I mean, France is the team who, like, it's obvious, like, that's who you would pick. But I kind of like Spain. And I kind of like, England are kind of like, they're kind of like the Sixers in recent years, where it's like they don't ever make it as far as you think they should. But, I could see England making a run too.
Yeah. I don't think they're the Sixers, though. Nobody's the Sixers.
Not that bad, right?
Well, you know who the Sixers are? And I love it.
Who's that?
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a correlation
it's all about
there.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not really about winning. It's about making money, getting big names.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame what's happened to that team, man. It is a shame. It's been bothering me all week. I said on the show on Monday, I got rage baited by Josh Hart calling out Philly as a sports town. I got so mad about that. I know he was trolling. It still made me angry.
You know what? It pissed me off to no end. End. So I did NBA radio today with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine. Mm-hmm. And my boy, Frankie and I go way back, right? And my boy was defending us. He's like, let me goes, I defend Sixer fans. And I go, yeah. And I went through the litany of all that we've been through.
Mm.
And for Josh Hart, bleep you, Josh Hart. All right, man, I
should
root
know.
against the Knicks so bad. I
Yep.
will root against them. They're now, I hate their fans.
Yep.
I hate their
the hate
celebrities,
watch.
fake
Yeah.
celebrities. I don't want to
Yeah.
see any of them that were there. I'm looking for all the crossover celebrities, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to see Bradley Cooper. I don't want to see, what's your name from SNL?
Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you. Otherwise, we pull your Eagles card. You're out.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
Right?
Yeah, the Knicks are going to be my hate watch for
Kevin
the rest of the
Hart.
playoffs. I'm just gonna watch them just to see them lose.
Miles Teller.
Yep.
Out. I don't want to see you. If you're going to root Knicks, you're wearing Knicks, you're at the Garden. Out. Don't come. I don't want to hear you talking to EAGLES. You're Fugazi. You're banished.
Gotta
You're
be
the man,
4 for 4.
EJ.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank
All
you,
right,
buddy.
guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, brother. That was fun. EJ Smith.
Does Joe Marone handle divorces?
Divorces?
Yeah.
I don't know. He does everything, Joe Marone. Why?
I mean, you 3 weeks on the road with Baldy, you might have a problem when you come home. I think Dad's being cool with this.
Well, I mean, I think she's all right with it. She'd be happy.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
That's a long time. It's a lot of hustling the boys around.
As long as I get rides from Massimo,
All right. Yeah.
she'll be
All
happy.
right. There we go.
So she'll get rid of me for 3 weeks. She'd be happy. What do you mean? Divorce is like great. Hell, to see him.
I saw briefly a little bit of the Kevin Hart roast. I'm not a fan of him, but Tom Brady came out and gave him a little shot about being an Eagles fan, but weirdly, you're only at the big games. That's what he gave a little shot to Kevin.
Oh, yeah? Good. Because he smells like a Fugazi to me.
Yeah. I don't see him at a regular game in September.
No, I don't see him. I don't see him. Like I don't see him being like a real Birds guy. Bradley Cooper's always there. So I'm down with Bradley Cooper.
By the way, I'd always be there too if I was in the owner's box.
Okay, well, yeah, but he does show up. Mike Trout's got seats.
Yeah.
Like, Trout, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. All right. Let's take a quick TO, come right back. So lots to go. Murph will join us coming up.
Will he?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then we
Fingers
have
crossed.
And then we have the PGA steel cage match
Yeah.
between you,
Yeah.
Ben,
Yeah.
and Danny D.
Danny D coming in, or is he zooming in?
Yeah, Danny D's zooming in.
All right. Sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll have the steel cage match. It's Danny D, Ben, and the Vampire all going at it. So looking forward to that. First, word from our friends.
Hey, we want to thank you all for being a part of the PHLY community, and we're always looking for ways to improve our shows and better understand how you listen and what you value most. And that's why we launched a quick survey. So your feedback helps us shape the content you love and make it even better. It only takes a few minutes, but it makes a big impact. So take a moment, head over to allphly.com/contest and let your voice be heard. Respondents have a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card, and we appreciate you. So thanks for being a part of PHLY. We want your feedback to help us improve and keep improving. It's just a quick survey, just a few minutes. Your impact really helps shape our future content. Like I said, you get a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. So head over allphly.com/contest and let your voice be heard. Help us out. Help us help you.
For the past 30 years, Golden Nugget Jewelers has operated out of the very same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Customers from across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, even Baltimore, New York City have come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring, wedding band, or gift. Their staff is highly trained and dedicated to providing a personalized experience. I've gone there a couple of times. I had to replace a diamond in a ring. I had to get a necklace. They're not pushy. The staff is super informative. It's just a great shopping experience. They have a vast selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and everything else you could think of. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they're family owned. They've been operating since 1987, right there on Chestnut Street at 8th in downtown Philadelphia. You deserve an expert, and you deserve the best price. Golden Nugget Jeweler, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com to learn more and get that special gift.
All right, welcome back. Phil's yesterday, a win. Wheeler, I got to applaud Mattingly. Because Don Mattingly brought Wheeler out for the 8th.
Well, yeah, I mean, his pitch count was ridiculous last night.
Yeah.
He went through 3 innings in like 15 pitches.
Yeah. I mean, I finished at, I think, 87.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he brought him out. Because, even though he had that jam in the 7th,
yeah,
some people may not have brought him back out.
Maybe. Some people have pulled him early.
So at least they, he brought him back out. Like, that was good.
Yeah, Duran, I mean, he's a little
shaky.
Yeah, where's the lights out? Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Let's get out
I
of
don't
here.
know what happened. He looks like, dude, I don't even want to say it, but I think it. You know what I think?
I mean, I think he looks a little scared sometimes out there.
I don't see why he'd be scared.
What do you think?
Well, I worry. Here's what I worry about. I worry about, like, he doesn't have the same electricity, no?
No, he doesn't. I don't know what happened. Quickly dropped off.
Yeah, like, if you're not throwing, where's the 103?
Where is the 103? We're getting 101 every now and then. It pops up.
Yeah, but it's not consistent.
No. And not like that kid. It was a Mizorowski.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He was like 104, 104,
yeah.
103.
I mean, it was unbelievable. But I do worry about, like, God forbid there's a suspension come down at some point.
Well, not now. I mean, he was on it before. He's pretty clean now. Yeah, he should be all right now.
Right. Yeah, but I want you to go back to it. So he's a 101, 102. All right.
Ask what's his name? Rojas?
Alvarado.
Ask Rojas for a little something.
Yeah. All kidding aside, you're now what, 2 games under?
Yes.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's feeling good. The 500 will feel great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, again, Red Sox not great.
Right.
Just fired like 12 coaches.
But there's the next 2 games are huge. Not huge.
Tonight's a big.
But they're important.
Tonight's a big.
They're important because you have Painter tonight.
He's got to show you some life, something.
Right. And then you're going up against Ranger, weather permitting, on Thursday.
Yeah, smack him around.
What are the odds they smack him around?
Good.
I don't see it.
I'm curious.
He's the worst kind of matchup for you.
I know. I just feel like I feel
like
a
lefty with a lefty with
guile
stuff. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I worry about that. I'm rooting for the weather.
Yeah.
I want to see that get rained out, baby. All right, take us back in the day. We got Nugs too.
Yeah, we can get some Nugs.
All right, we'll do it when we go enter Love Philly.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
All right, we had a great day hanging out with the Gap Philly guys. So let's go back to 1962, the last time the PGA Championship was at Aronimink. 26-year-old Gary Player took home the cup. So it's been a while. Gary's now 90. I think he still tees off on this one. He'll still be playing, I think. I don't think he actually plays. He does like a ceremonial tee off.
Yeah, the first tee.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the last time I was here, 1962.
What do they call it? The first drive? What do they call it? Something like
that. Yeah.
It's like the first pitch, but it's like the first drive. Yeah.
He's great. He's still on TikTok making videos. He's a very active 90-year-old.
Yeah, God bless.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, coming up in about 40 minutes, we will dive through the PGA Championship at Aronimink right here. And you and Danny D and Ben will all go head-to-head.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to
good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go head-to-head with the picks. Get ready. We were going to be out there today.
We were.
But there was a lot of logistics were tough.
Problematic. A lot of gear to bring out.
Yeah, it was going to be tough. But I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can help some people win some money, too. The 3 of us knuckleheads, maybe.
All right. But I got to do well in the pool.
We got you.
We got you. Just like last time.
We got you.
Just like last time, I'm still getting mocked by Bobby Farrelly.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby's still mocking me.
I mean, I would too, probably. They're all nerdy film guys. You're the big sports guy. You came in and didn't look great.
Yeah. All right, time now for a little Love Philly. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. It's not just the title Love Philly, it's a feeling. It's a heartbeat. A city that never asked for permission to be itself. That's us, right? That's our personality. Philadelphia doesn't pretend. Philadelphia is. And now in 2026, the world comes back to Philadelphia. Not just to remember, but to celebrate. The show isn't just about what's happening. It's about who we are while it's happening. Because Philadelphia isn't a backdrop. It's a character. It's the voice that tells it like it is. The guy at the end of the bar who doesn't sugarcoat a thing. It's the family that's been on the same block for generations. It's the artist, the athlete, the builder, the believer. It's the lifer, the dreamers, the grinders. It's all of us. And that's what Love Philly's about. We're going to sit with people that make this place go. The ones who built it, the ones carrying it, the ones pushing it forward. The legends who left their mark. Not just the championships, not just the headlines, but the moments in between. The way the city shows up for itself, the way it refuses to be anything other than real. And through it all, we're going to remind ourselves and show the world what Philadelphia is. It's not just a stereotype. It's not a punchline. It's a foundation. It's a force. It's a city that gave birth to a nation and never stopped building. So as the country turns 250 and the spotlight finds Philadelphia again, this is our moment to tell the story the right way. Not polished, not filtered, real, authentic, proud. Because this city just doesn't rise to the occasion. It defines it. This is Love Philly. All right. Thank you, Wawa. Wawa's got tacos. Thank you, Wawa, for our Love Philly. We love Philly. We love our Wawa, part of it. And this is the Love Philly hour of the program where it's all about people, places, and things. Everything that we love about our region. And we like to promote it. So there's always special stuff. Today we'll focus a lot in on the PGA Championship, which tees off tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Back to the Phils for 1 second.
Yeah.
And then Murph is going to join us to kind of go over everything, do our little around the horn 4 for 4 kind of situation. When do you start believing that they're back as a contender?
The Phils?
Yes.
Let me look at the schedule real quick. Get past Boston. And I think they got Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland.
I mean, not bad.
Cincinnati are both playing really well right now. So if they handle business against them, I'm in. So
they're not bad teams.
No, the next two series, I'm in. If they can go 4-2.
What are you most dubious about?
The hitting. I mean, they're riding Schwarber and Harper are red hot right now. And it carries the team. I mean, I know Marsh is as well, but you know, I'd like to see how if Schwarber and Harper have a couple bad games, the rest of the lineup picks them up a little bit. I'd be curious to see that. Yeah. Some consistency from the guys not at the top of the order.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. They're rolling right now. I mean, Schwarber's got 5 home runs in 6 games.
Well, I mean, the fun thing with him will be the chase of 500.
Yeah. He's so much fun, too. I don't know who got on base yesterday, but he starts acting like he's a DJ, hanging out in the dugout, and everyone's like hysterical. Schwarber's he's a very we're lucky. It's like, I feel like him, Maxey, they're like likable guys. We have some likable guys in town.
Bryce.
Yes, Bryce, but Bryce isn't as likable.
Bryce is lovable.
So, he might be lovable. He's not as likable. It's like family members. Like, I don't love you. I don't gotta like you.
Bryce always my favorite.
So
actually Wheeler.
Let me run this.
I love Wheeler. I love Wheeler. That dude, and he's it's amazing. He's so underrated.
Well, because
I think about this all the time. Like, Every time he has one of these outings, I just go, dude, like, he's so good. He's the most underrated. Think of a guy as underrated, more underrated than Wheeler in the last 25 years.
Like locally here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we just expect it to come out and be that way, and we take it for granted, I think. And he came, I mean, I don't think it's a mistake that he came back and things are settled down a little bit. He provided some stability in the rotation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who's more
And
underrated?
he's very I don't know. He's very quiet. Like he's just subtle, comes out, does his work.
You never hear a peep out.
Nothing. No. Whether he's got a great game or a terrible game, it's just always same, really good, even keel interview.
But
yeah, I don't know if there's any.
You never know anything about him.
No, nothing.
Here's the guy who got his rib taken out.
Right. Came back earlier than people thought.
So think about the most underrated figures in Philadelphia. You have your Eagles' own linemen, but they get a lot of love.
Yeah, Lane gets his love. Yeah, and we're all like, first ballot Hall of Famer. They can't win without him.
Like we think underrated, because the Eagles are so popular. Think about underrated players over the last 25 years.
I'm trying. B. West.
I mean, I mean, B. West got his love. Like we love B. West.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of Wheeler jerseys down at the ballpark.
No. For being an ace.
Right. A stud ace for a long period of time. He's always in the top three in Cy Young.
Like at this point, he's been at it here longer than Halliday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can argue.
He's nowhere close as revered as Halliday was.
No, and I'm a huge Doc guy.
Yeah.
But like, Mr. Phillies, bro, get over here.
Yes, the chat was wondering if he's got his flops on, of course.
He has his flops. Real quick, Phillies
flop
thing for you.
for now on.
All right, because I know you're going to be doing the Phils today.
Yeah, 12 o'clock.
Listen, Zach Wheeler is the most underrated,
underappreciated athlete maybe ever.
I just said the same thing.
Yeah.
I said the same thing. VG's trying to rack his brains. He can't think of I can't think of anybody.
You were saying Troy Vincent, Bobby Taylor.
I mean, okay. I mean,
Taylor was good, but
he was. Troy was great.
Yeah.
But they weren't.
Troy got his love.
Two of their position over like a 5 or 6 year stretch.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Wheeler has been at it longer than Doc.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Dominant.
I mean, him, Schwarber, and Harper, when you think about it, are probably 3 of the top 5 greatest Phillies signings ever.
Yes.
Maybe top 3.
I mean,
Carlton was a trade.
Is it fair to say Wheeler's the best pitcher since, I don't know, Carlton? I mean, you got Schilling.
Prob.
I mean, Big Farts is like he's almost as good of a run as Holiday.
Doc's
he doesn't
run.
have a perfect game.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Doc.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, it's huge, right?
Yeah.
But I just want to go lengthwise. Pull up.
Do the
Wheeler stats and Halliday
MLB
stats.
reference. You can comp the 2 players.
Because Doc, and I love Doc. So you remember, you're with me, Doc.
You were all docked up.
Baseball reference.
He's what did our man Flula say? He said with a forcing fastball.
I haven't done this in a while.
I'll just pull up.
Yeah, you can.
Like, I'm just curious, but his time in Philadelphia, Doc was better, his career. But I'm just talking Phillies.
Yeah, Corey and I were talking a couple of weeks ago where, like, right before he returned, like, is it safe to just assume he's going to be back to Zach Wheeler?
Dude,
and I was like,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it is kind of safe to just assume he's going to be great still.
He's the best story. Nobody has done anything.
He's so good. I was a little surprised when Don sent him out for the 8th to face the 2 batters before the lefty came up.
Dude, I loved it.
I was like, yeah, go for it, Don. It's Zach Wheeler. Give him the ball.
I just brought that up.
I think he was 84 pitches at the time.
Dude, I just brought that up.
Yeah, I was a little surprised because I texted Corey right away. I was like, are you, or I put it on our show notes. I was like, are you surprised he sent him back out?
I loved
only
it.
the 4th or 5th start.
His count was perfect.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, let it rip. As soon as I saw 84 pitches.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I lauded Donnie Baseball for doing that.
Don's a man.
All right, so Holiday was here for 4 years.
3 were outrageous.
He got an ERA of
while he's here of 325. We got 622 strikeouts.
The whip.
What's the whip? 1.119.
That's a little higher than I would have guessed. To be
Well, but the fourth year,
He was putting people.
remember, that was the year he was melting down Chicago. God, and we know, yeah.
So Zach's been here 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
ERA of 2.90
Come on.
and a whip of 1.014.
It's injustice this man doesn't have a Cy Young award.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, are you kidding me? Just 7 years now.
It's outrageous.
He's the best Phillies pitcher since Carlton.
His
I can say it now.
strikeout over 9 is 10. Rui's
His
strikeout
10,
over
his ratio 10.
Yeah. Rui's while he was here was 8.
Dude, are you kidding me?
It's unbelievable.
Zach Wheeler. In fact, I may write about Zach. That might be my next.
You should. That should be a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Because I love him. I absolutely love him.
Oh, he's a workhorse.
And Schwarber, I mean, the two of them right now are just
Crazy. Schwarber's out of his mind.
Schwarber's
You see him
on pace for
DJing
67
yesterday?
home runs.
And then-
No, he could.
Nobody's done that without Juice.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Right after he struck out, 10 times in a row?
Yeah.
It doesn't even phase him.
6
No, because
5
he doesn't change his approach. Like, he's the perfect baseball player because you need to forget from a bat to a bat. So you forget the strikeout and you forget the home run. And that over time
He's got a
does
goldfish
that.
mentality.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that
the Ted Lasso thing? Gotta have the mind of a goldfish?
yes, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
All right, I gotta go record some spots. Philly show, 12 noon. See you then.
All right. Well, real quick, let me show you this real quick. So this
Is
is,
this your pool?
yeah. No, this is my stats
Oh, this
for
is
my
Mott's?
baseball section. Yeah. So you see that, right?
Yeah.
Strikeouts. This is probably what I'm most proud of. Look at that.
0.
Zero?
I struck out all year.
Battling.
So I said, dude, that shows me more.
Nice.
No, it shows me, I don't mind you striking out, right? But what it shows me is you feel confident at the plate every time. That you're not back, you don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, my strikeout's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're halfway
Pretty good.
through the year, he hasn't done it, I was happy.
It's nice. Go Moss, go.
Well, no, I'm just, I said, it's time for football now. All right? You got to get with your quarterback coach. All right.
Davis, think he'd be proud of that, too.
Yes.
He's the guy who didn't strike out.
He
a
never
lot.
struck out.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I sent him with a couple swings.
You should, yeah.
Yeah.
Get some breakdown.
Yeah. I think, of course, I can't help myself. I'm the worst. I'm just the worst. I sent him, what do you think of this? What do you see?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all the time.
He said send you an invoice afterwards.
Yeah.
No flaws in that swing. Whoa.
I was like, my man.
Yeah. Either it's a great swing or he's like, how do I get him to stop texting me this? No flaws in that swing.
Stop texting
Perfect.
me now.
It looks perfect.
Yeah, stop texting me. Freaking weirdo. All right. Let's take a quick TO. We got a couple fun things to get to. Murph will join us. First, let's talk.
I got some video from these knuckleheads playing golf yesterday, too.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah. Maybe during the gap segment, we'll
That sounds good.
break down these swings, these guys here.
All right. I like it. All right, let's talk about our friends. Xfinity, the 5-year price guarantee. Where if you can have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, keep it the same price for 5 years, 5 whole years. That is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes issues before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense that let you stream the game even when your whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. Here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me. A lot changes in 5 years. Championships are won. Records are broken. Dreams grow bigger. Your Wi-Fi should stay reliable. The price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Now let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app and all the stuff. Phillies slight dog with Painter. tonight.
Yeah, they're like minus 1.
Oh, sure, or wwhatever it is. They're minus. It's
Both
like
stocks are
almost,
like minus 120.
it's like a pick your nose type of deal.
Yeah.
Hoops playoffs, hockey playoffs. I'm still watching hockey.
Yeah, why not?
Hockey's been
Especially
great.
Well, last night was great. Sabres, Montreal.
Yeah. and then what you call beat the Ducks
Tonight, it's a pick 'em tonight. Ducks and Knights both minus 109.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, that's on Thursday.
That's Thursday. Because Vegas beat them last night.
Tonight's Wild Avalanche. Wild's minus 235.
What?
Yeah. Avalanche minus 235.
Oh, okay. You said Wild, man. I'm like, that can't be. Yeah, Lance. Check it out. BetPark Sports. BetParks.com has all the details. You get up to the 250 bonus spins, the whole thing. Check it out. The hot soccer slot game. Going to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I meandered a bit during that thing. I'm sorry, Jules. But it was a fun, we're talking about the game, the hockey. You can bet it all on the Bet Park.
Everything.
We love it. It's part of the whole thing.
Tennis is coming up. Yeah. French Open.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, me and D will be on that.
Yeah. I'm not.
Roland Garros. Is that what they call the court or the tournament?
Oh, really? I can't do the tennis.
I know. We can get you into it.
I haven't been into it. I tried a little bit. I just can't get it. I liked it when I was young, but
With Boris Becker.
there's too much other stuff. Yeah,
There is a lot of stuff.
there's too much other stuff. And when's the French Open?
It's coming up. I think they go to Italy first, then they go French, then it's Wimbledon.
Where's Italy? Milan?
Rome, I believe.
Oh, in Rome?
Yeah, they're in Rome right now.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
How comes that's not a big tournament?
I don't know why it's not a major. Sinner, your boy Sinner should be home court advantage.
He's from the north. He's out. All right. Joining us on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, our man, Murph.
It's time for our man, David Murphy.
There he is. What do you say, Murph?
What's up? What's going on?
You all right?
Yeah, I forgot to unmute myself. I'm out of practice here.
This is dramatic. Unmute.
Yeah, it was. We missed you. How's Max?
I know, missed you guys too. How you been?
Good. Except for these teams.
Yeah, I mean things took a turn for the worse.
So let's get into it right away. I say to you, Sixers get rid of Eel. What do you say?
Sixers get rid of who?
The Eel.
Oh, you call him the Eel?
Yeah.
Why is that?
What?
Morey?
More. Yeah.
The Morey Eel?
Is that a thing? I guess
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's a deep hole. Look, I mean, I think
He's out on nature.
I'll definitely. I got to do some Wikipediaing after this. I think. Look, I think. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways to break it down, and you have to start with the fact that, look, the Sixers are at a point where I think that they need. They need to build a team in a way that Morey has never really built one before. I don't know if that's completely fair because in Houston he did surround James Harden with a functional team that took Golden State to Game 7. Trevor Ariza, PJ Tucker. He did a decent job building that team, but I think they need to build even more organically than that. And they really need to reorient towards Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. And I totally understand if ownership thought that the best way to do that was to bring in a new voice. At the same time, I don't necessarily know that I think the one quibble you could raise about the timing of it is that you're almost look. The next guy is going to have to deal with the same stuff, and he's going to have Paul George and Joel Embiid, and he's going to be limited in what he can do. And it almost feels to me that like doing it now almost significantly increases the likelihood that you're going to have to change regimes again before Joel Embiid even gets out of his contract, because they're just not going to be able to do much for the next 3 years, I don't think.
Well, I mean, part of the next regime has to have that covered. Like, hey, what if we can't? Like, you're going to be on the directive to trade Embiid, right? Like, do whatever you can to get rid of the deal.
No. You can't trade Joel Embiid. No one's trading for him.
Hear me out. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're gonna try. You're gonna try to hope that there's somebody that believes in the story that a healthy Embiid can do something. The chances are extremely unlikely that you'll be able to move Embiid. You might be able to move George, but your edict is going to be to move whatever you can and then start the reshaping process. Part of that process, and I hate to say it, I brought it up earlier today, and it pains me to say it, but part of it may have to be moving Maxey, because at 26, you're going to waste his best years, and by the time you're ready to compete, does he still have that burst?
Well, look, I'm a little more optimistic on the situation, I think, than that. I think if VJ Edgecombe comes back next year and takes another step forward, I don't know that they're, I think that they can be an interesting team just with those two guys. I don't think we're headed towards a process type rebuild.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
you got two undersized. You got two guards. They off guard.
They just got the Sixers just got whooped by a team that was running out Jalen Brunson and Deuce McBride as its starters in game. They also had Jose Alvarado and Jordan Clarkson mixed in there. I don't buy this at all that you can't have a team with those two guys. And frankly, I don't think VJ Edgecombe plays undersized. I don't think he's going to.
But there's a degree of redundancy with those two.
I don't agree with that. I think that.
Well, that's obvious. I don't know how you don't agree with it. There is a degree. You have your two best players are two guards, off guards.
Yeah, but again, that's only if you're.
Where's your lead guard?
Wait, what?
Where's your lead guard?
I mean, Maxey's the lead guard.
He's not a lead guard. He's an
who's
off
the lead
guard.
Right.
He played his best ball with James Harden as his point guard.
Who's the lead guard? Who's the lead guard then? Give me an example of what you're talking about.
Maxey played his best ball when James Harden.
Okay, so who's the lead guard that's going to come in here?
I don't know, but you need one. You saw
I know, but I don't even understand what you're in terms of what you're talking. Are you talking about a guy that passes more, or are you talking about a guy that
that runs the offense? It's a point guard. Lead guard, point guard, it's the same thing.
Give me an example of a guy in the NBA you're talking about.
Again, I gave you Harden when he was next to Maxey. Maxey flourished with him off ball. That everyone
Maxey flourished this year. I thought Maxey showed a lot in that playoff series.
Dude, seriously, the kid got blitzed to death. There was no spacing for him.
And I think
that kills you. That kills this kid.
Yeah, but that wasn't a function of Maxey. That was a function of him not having anybody.
He also was forced to not take shots and then to turnovers. Like the kid needs another guy. He's best suited to play off ball at only points on the ball.
First of all, I would say, look, I'm looking at VJ Edgecombe as I think that he could, not next year, but within the next, 2 to 4 years, be a guy like, a slightly smaller Jimmy Butler, a slightly smaller, Anthony Edwards, a guy like that.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay, fine, Jimmy Butler. Who's your comp for VJ Edgecombe?
I don't know. I mean, it's not Anthony Edwards. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a prolific scorer. I said shooter, scorer.
Brother.
I mean, Jimmy.
He's a 20-year-old rookie. He's a 20-year-old rookie.
Yeah, okay, but again, when Ant-Man was 20, you saw the scoring ability. Like, I agree. I love VJ. So I'm not
All right,
saying,
talk about
but the
just
comp,
focus
they're
on
completely different players. If you want to go Jimmy
who.
Butler, small Jimmy Butler, all right.
I just said repeatedly Jimmy Butler. Let's talk
No,
about
I
Jimmy
said
Butler.
that. I said, all right.
Well, then
Yeah,
give
we
me
don't see
your
eye to
guy.
eye at all in basketball.
Well, you're not even giving me a guy. Who do you see him becoming?
Because I think he's onto his own. Like, I like VJ. Like, I
Oh,
like
he's
what he
one of
does.
one?
But again,
Okay.
there's a world where he needs, like, there's, to me, I see two players that are kind of similar in the sense that they're really should both be twos. Like, they're both
Okay. Well,
off guards. Now, you can
if you
play with it, and you can have VJ play the wing, but, like, it's hard to build around those two guys together. So I think they're light years away from where you think they are. And I like both players.
yeah, I mean, look, you started this conversation by saying you were going to trade Tyrese Maxey. Like, who are you trading him for that's going to make this team better?
I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to collect assets. I love Tyrese.
You're trying to collect. Oh, we got to do that
I don't
again?
want.
No,
I don't want.
no thanks. No
What's
thanks. We're going to collect assets again. We're going to trade Matt. We're going to trade a 25-year-old
He's 26,
guard.
and by the time you can get a team that can win, listen. I don't want to trade Tyrese.
Okay.
All right. The point was, how do you get out of this hell? So you're telling me right now with a straight face, while you're not moving Embiid and you're not moving George, that you can compete? What are you competing for?
No. Well, no, that was my whole point. Is I think that they're stuck for 2 or 3 years, and I think that.
So now Maxey's pushing 30, and what are you going to do? Like, where are you going with it?
He's put. Look, I don't know. I don't know what you're asking. What I'm telling you is kind of what the deal is. Like, they're going to be stuck for 2 or 3 years. Their only option is to hope VJ Edgecombe continues to develop and eventually becomes. I mean, their ideal world, VJ Edgecombe is the guy who is the primary guy. Within 2 or 3 years, and there are a lot of people within that organization and within the sport in general who think that's kind of pre-written almost, that at some point Edgecombe is going to be. I don't know. Have you watched the guy?
Do I watch the guy? I don't know. I mean, let's talk about basketball. So you tell me
This isn't a hot
what
take.
your mindset is.
I'm saying
I don't understand where your head's at, because again, I like VJ. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what his ceiling's going to be. All right. I don't know. I love the fact he's a two-way player. He's a terrific player. And I am in love with Maxey. I love the kid. But I don't know how you get from there to being a title team. Like, a contender. I don't know how you get from here to there.
That's my whole point. The only way they do it is if Edgecombe becomes more than he is right now. If Maxey continues, which I saw huge strides out of Tyrese Maxey this postseason in particular. I mean, his finishing, which was an aspect of his game that I always thought was going to prevent him from becoming a legitimate number 1 or number 2 option. His finishing was great at the rim this year. His struggle was the guys around him, and look, I'm not saying Tyrese Maxey is going to be prime James Harden. I'm not saying he's going to carry you to a title. But I just think it's the only option that they have. They have to, like I said, my whole thesis is they're stuck. And there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, well, how do you get unstuck is anybody can say they're stuck.
You don't. When you're stuck,
the
you're
whole
stuck.
point of me asking you, and you've answered it, so that's great. You said you wouldn't trade Tyrese.
I don't understand
because you got two paths. Either you go back into processing, right, rebuilding, or you stay in purgatory. What's your two spots?
I mean, look. Well, I would argue that I don't want to go back into the process, and I think that again, I don't think that's even an option. I mean, you're gonna trade Tyrese Maxey for what? A bunch of first round picks that probably aren't going to yield anything because they never actually do.
The draft is. I would argue that. I mean, the draft has changed. NIL guys are staying in college more. You saw this year's draft supposed to be really good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the overarching point is these are the conversations that they need to be having, and I think that there's, I think that there's, it's one of those, it's one of those situations where moving on from Morey allows them at the very least to conduct an interview process and kind of get different perspectives and different opinions, because Morey was very much his own guy, and he had a vision. He was kind of a, you have a 1 to 3 year window, and you try to make the most of it in those 3 years, and you don't necessarily look to develop beyond that. But they're at a point where they need to have some creative ideas and figure out how they're going to do this. Because look, it's not ideal. Like, and sometimes you're just stuck. Like they
No, I
can't
do.
trade
I get it. It's like, I don't want to trade Tyrese, but it's something that I have to think about. Like, I have to think about all options. If I'm going to try to fix this franchise, which is in the worst spot since before the process ever began, like,
I
that's
don't
where
think
they're
that's
at.
true. I see. I think we're totally on different pages there. I think that they have, I think that they have as much hope right now as they have since that first draft where they had the #1 overall pick after picking Simmons. I just think you're diminishing Edgecombe. I think he could be the guy. I think he.
Even if Edgecombe is the guy, what else you got around him?
Once you have the guy, that's the hard part.
Okay, let's extrapolate and say that VJ is a real player, is a top 15 player in the league. Let's say that.
Mhm.
All right, you got VJ, and let's say you don't trade Tyrese, right? You got VJ and Tyrese. Now what do you got? Like, what else do you have around them?
Well, I think that the real question is, what do you need to put around them in order to?
But you're not going to have
make
any
that-
maneuverability because you're already capped out because of Embiid and George.
Yeah, I mean that's that's an issue. But they
And after
that's
that,
gonna be-
you got nothing. After that, nothing.
yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. That was my whole point. Is I think that
Well,
the
why
next
are they
guy.
in the best spot since how come they're not? If I say, why do you balk at they're in a worse spot than pre-process?
All right, so let's give a hypothetical. Let's look at the Knicks, for instance, the team that just ran them off the court, right?
This is great, by the way.
But I mean, I think that if you're like put it this way, if you put if Edgecombe takes another step and you put a Mikal Bridges and a Josh Hart and a center that
Towns,
run what's that?
Brunson. Let's do it all. Let's get Towns. Let's get
You're not
Brunson.
listening.
Let's get
Bud, you're not
OG.
listening to me. You're not listening to me. What I'm saying is I think that's a team that could compete if VJ becomes the guy that I think he can become. Now, can they do it? No. Again, I think it's going to be very difficult for them, but they don't have any other options. Their only choice is to try to hit on these draft picks, make some shrewd trades for guys that are not expensive. Look, what is your plan? I don't know what
Again,
your plan
we
is.
just started talking about Tyrese,
You can't just-
right? Like you may have to do that. You may have to move Tyrese, rebuild the thing around Edgecombe.
I'll say this: if I
Edgecombe
was
be your focal, your Edgecombe be your star, and then draft around him.
I will say this: if I was Josh Harris and I brought you in for an interview, it would be the shortest interview of anybody.
Well, then you and Josh would have something in common. You don't understand the sport, so I get it. So I get the two of you together equals a 0 basketball IQ. So it's all good. Let's talk baseball, please.
Look,
please let's talk baseball. Let's talk baseball. I love your baseball opinions.
All right.
Are the Phillies?
You just want to talk about?
Are the Phillies on the right path?
Yeah. Look, the Phillies. It's the same. I kind of feel bad for Topper because I mean this was almost bound to happen. They're on the right path. They're going to be who they are when they're pitching pitches the way it can. They're going to be fine, and it's going to pitch the way they can more often than not, and so they're going to be fine. I think. the lineup is not going to solve itself. It is what it is. It's the same lineup it's been for 2 or 3 years now. They just kind of are who they are. As long as they stay
Well,
healthy.
let me ask you this: who are they? Like, I mean, are they?
I think they're going to win between 87 and 93 games, and either it'd probably be a wild card given that the Braves are doing what they're doing, and then it'll be the same story as last year. Where they'll go into any series and have a great shot because they got Christopher Sanchez in game one, and Wheeler or Luzardo in game two, and I think they'll be fine.
It's been a little more than just a pitching. I'm looking back at their record on this streak. I mean, they're scoring 8 runs, 7 runs, 6 runs, 6 runs. So the bats, I mean, my biggest concern and worry is can the bats hold up? Do you think this is who they are offensively right now with the tear they're on?
No, who they are offensively is a team that's going to come out of this tear and then spend a month scoring 3 or 4 runs a game, and then everyone's going to be back on asking what's wrong with the lineup, when in reality the lineup is just what it is and what it always has been. They've got 2 of the best hitters in the game right now, in Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber, and that carries you a long way. Brandon Marsh has been, he's really turned into a very solid player, but they don't have a right-handed bat, and they're not going to find one. And the Ada Miller thing has been a huge disappointment, because I really think he would have had a huge opportunity to kind of step up in here and make his mark. But no, I think they are who they are. Like, I mean, did anybody in the lineup change? Like did Adolis Garcia suddenly, turn into an all-star? No, Alec Bohm didn't suddenly turn into an all-star. The guys are who they are, and they're going to get what they get, and they're in a bit of a hot streak right now. They haven't faced a ton of great pitching lately. It just kind of ebbs and flows of the season, and I think it's all going to even out to kind of what we thought they would be, and it's really going to all come down to pitching.
Murph, what do you think of what do you think of Painter? Are you worried at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's been a disappointment to me. Look, it's not a complicated game, right? You look at these guys who are your creme de la creme, the Skeens, the Scoobles, in the bullpen, it's the Mason Millers, even Sanchez. It's if your fastball is generating swing and misses, that's how you are a top flight star.
Yeah.
Right. You can have all the command in the world. You can have all the secondary stuff in the world. But the guys, and Wheeler was the same way. That was the big, question about him when I saw him his rehab outing. He just wasn't generating swings and misses on the fastball. And he can still be a very competent pitcher without that. But the guys who are elite, it's to me, it's kind of the Kirkering thing where, everybody talked about the sweeper. Yeah, it's great, but he's never learned how to throw a fastball where he can just rear back and pound the zone and get guys to swing and miss at it. Nola too. Like that's been the big difference with Nola, where the curveball was always great, but he also had that crispy 93, 94 mile an hour fastball where when he didn't have a feel for the curveball, he wasn't screwed, and Painter, it sucks because, man, this guy, when you watched him, I stood there and watched him throw bullpen sessions, and it was just like, man, this guy's like, this is actually, this is what it's like watching Scooble when he's coming up.
Right. Like the bite. He had incredible bite on his stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what I don't know what the answer is as to why that's not there. I mean, he's a good two plus years removed from surgery, look, it's the prospect game is a maddening game, and there's no sure things, and
especially with pitching.
Well, yeah, and especially with the Phillies, where you would think at least one of these guys at some point would. I mean, we're going back Spencer Howard and Jake, whatever his name was, Thompson, and
Draybeck,
Kyle Draybeck,
Draybeck, and yeah, like you see organizations like the Braves that just kind of run these guys out there and churn through them, and I don't know what it is. I really don't. And if you want to talk about Dombrowski, 4 or 5 years from now is what the referendum's going to be, because they're either fixing it or they're not. And right now, there certainly aren't any immediate signs that it's being fixed. It's very frustrating. I mean, look, the Phillies' entire story is that they've gone 10 to 20 years without a steady pipeline of guys coming up, and eventually a team gets to the point where they're at, where they're just kind of, like you can only sign so many free agents, and at some point the talent needs to start coming up, and it just hasn't been there yet. And I really thought Ada Miller and Andrew Painter, were two guys who gave you legitimate reason to think that might be, like I always point to the Dodgers, right? They spend more money than anybody. But they had Corey Seager come up when he was 22 and really anchor that lineup for 6 or 7 years. They had I totally forget the kid's name in New York, center field. They had Bellinger come up
Cody Bellinger, yeah.
And have an MVP season. Puig, I guess, did it for a little bit. They've had these guys that come, and now it's
Page. They got all kinds of kids they just bring up.
Will the catcher was such a
Will
huge
Smith.
Will Smith was such a huge thing for them. I mean, those are the guys that really make them. They would be the Phillies without those guys.
Yeah.
They're the guys that really set them over the top, and it's what the Phillies have been missing. Kingery, Dominic Brown. We don't have to go through it. We know it. It's just Miller was a better prospect than any of those guys, and the fact that he it looks like he's going to have a lost season is it's been a huge disappointment for me.
Yeah. You worried about Turner? My buddy Bob Nightingale had a little piece in his thing about scouts being worried about Turner.
I'm not worried about Turner because Turner's kind of been Turner to me the whole time. Like to me, he skates more than anybody. Where it's like the bigotry of low expectations for this guy. Where it's like anytime he does well, everyone's ready to jump into standing ovations again. But it's like, dude, he's making $300 million. Like let's raise the bar a little bit. He's really been It's funny because I do it too. You focus on poor Alec Boehm, and don't get me wrong, he's been brutal, but the guy's making
No, you're right.
Trey Turner was brought in here to be, like Mookie Betts played like a $300 million player after he was signed to a $300 million contract. Trey Turner has never been that guy, even when he's been great, even when he's been like solid. He's definitely solid. He's better than your next best.
No, but your point is right. Like you're making $300 million. I need you to be Captain America.
Exactly. So yeah, I think he's been a huge disappointment. And I think that I think that I just wouldn't classify it as worry. I just think this is kind of who Trey Turner is and has been. And like, look at the playoffs. Like, do you ever have, I always say, I get in an argument with a buddy of mine who's a big Turner guy. And I always say, like, do you in the playoffs, when they announce Trey Turner due up, are you like, at least Turner's up now?
Right.
Is the starting pitcher like, man,
right.
Trey Turner's up. We might be screwed.
Right.
No,
right.
you look at it. You look at it as like, one more at bat until Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber.
Right. Right. That feeling is real. That's a real feeling. It's a great way to judge players. Like, put yourself in the pitcher's shoes, and you go, "Do I feel nervous facing them? Do I go, okay, yeah?" It's a great point.
It's a shame. I would like.
I know, but you're right. Oh God. All right, so last one. All right, so we're 1-1, you and I. All right.
All right.
We agree Phillies, disagree Sixers. This is a big one. All right. This is the Eagles' schedule. Thanksgiving Day. Eagles and Cowboys, 4:30. Are you in or are you out?
I love it because it's
Murph, you let me down.
Yes.
I was hoping you'd aggravate him one more time today.
I mean, I could even take it one step further. I could argue that every Thursday game should be the best game on your schedule because I feel like it kind of wipes out the Thursday aspect of it, where it's like, dude, when you're playing the Bears on Good or whatever, not Good Friday.
Bears are good.
Friday. Well, I know, but it's like, it's still kind of like, but dude, when it's the Cowboys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many days off you had. It doesn't matter what time the game is. I think it's going to be awesome. And I think that it's, look, low key, like, Thanksgiving Day games kind of suck. Like it's always the Lions.
Yeah,
playing
well,
someone
last year they
good.
weren't that good. Like the games themselves weren't that good last year.
I feel like they usually aren't, like, and I think that's why they invented the night game to kind of like force a good matchup in there. But I mean, when you kind of playing from behind the sticks when you got the Lions and the Cowboys as your two automatic bids. But yeah, I think Eagles Cowboys, it's going to be like I think it's going to turn Thanksgiving into one of the best days of the year this year.
There it is.
Jules, do you have a picture of Thanksgiving?
Eagles, Cowboys, baby. Love it. I'm pumped up.
Are there people who don't? Are there?
Murph?
Is there an undercurrent of people that don't?
I don't like the timing. I wish it was later
Me
today.
and him arguing with him.
I like an 8 o'clock.
Oh, you ran
8:30 game, 8 o'clock game.
You and the bro, the other one.
I want to relax and focus on the game after all the festivities are done.
I love it. I just have. Was it the? I just have. There was a great Thanksgiving Cowboys Eagles game when I was coming up. I think I just have very fond memories. Wasn't Leon Lett on Thanksgiving too? I think that was the Dolphins. But there's just nothing better than like a great Thanksgiving Day game that you actually have emotional investment in.
I love it. I'm with you, dude. You and I.
There's Anthony on Thanksgiving.
Are healed, baby.
Valley's enjoying a nice dinner. He's on the recliner watching the game.
I got bigger feet than that.
Why is he?
Yeah,
why
I
is
don't
he
like that they left
sitting?
you. You need some shoes on or something.
I don't
Why
wear.
is
I
the
don't wear.
TV
I'm bare feet.
Why
Yeah.
is the TV behind him?
Relax, Murph. I'm trying to create graphics on the fly here, buddy.
You're right, Murph.
Was he? Is he?
You
is
and
he
I
looking
are
out the-
healed.
Is he
How's
watching the
Max
bird feeder out the
doing?
window? Yeah, he's doing great. He's motoring around. He's doing great.
Oh, God bless him. All right. Dude, enjoy it, brother. I tell you every week, it's the greatest. It really is. Listen, we love you. It's fun to argue, right? So we love you, pal. Talk to you on Monday.
I'm a little worried about you, but
Why?
you just seem like I don't know. You seem in a dark place with regards to the Sixers.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I know you.
Yeah.
I know you feel deeply. So
Yes.
I've been
think
at
it's
it a
gonna
long
be-
time with that squad.
Yeah. Well, it'll pay off one of these days.
No, it won't. Never. It'll never pay it. Never
Yeah,
pay
some
off.
optimism from Murph. Look at that.
They'll be right. You'll be the Inquirer feature story of the 90-year-old guy that's never seen the Sixers. Never seen the Sixers win a title, and now they're up 3-1.
Wait, wait. He saw 83.
I was a
And you're
kid.
going to be able to die happy one of these days.
I'm good. I got football. I'm all right. Thanks,
All
brother. Love you, pal.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
See you guys.
See you, buddy.
That was awesome.
What's that?
That was awesome. Just having someone get you all fired up that's not me. I love it.
Let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about Valley Forge. You know that feeling when you just need a quick reset? Oh, I do.
Yeah, really.
Right?
You don't
Sit back
say.
in VG every day, but don't feel like dealing with airports, long drives, overcomplicated travel plans. That's why Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, such a great getaway spot for Philly area travelers. Got a little bit of everything: history, shopping, entertainment, outdoor adventure, great food, all just outside the city. You can spend the day exploring Valley Forge National Historical Park, hit the shops at King of Prussia Mall, check out the live entertainment, or explore some of the amazing small towns and hidden gems throughout Montgomery County. And with America celebrating 250 years this summer, never been a better time to experience the history, the stories that helped shape this country. Whether it's a couple trip, family weekend, sports road trip, I got to do some of those, or just a chance to unplug for a few days, Montgomery County makes it easy to get away without going far. Plan your trip, book your stay, and start your retreat today. valleyforge.org. That's valleyforge.org.
If you're a golfer in Philly and you're not part of the GAP yet, you're leaving a ton on the table. GAP, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, is your all-access pass to the best golf in the area. Their member play days get you on the top private clubs and premier golf courses you normally can't even touch
and it's all in a relaxed, fun format. No pressure, just great golf. And when you join, you get a GIN handicap, which changes everything. It levels the playing field, tracks your game over time, and makes every round actually mean something. Plus, for a low annual cost, you unlock access to events, championships, discounted tee times, and the entire Gap network. It's the hub for amateur golf in the greater Philadelphia area. Getting started is pretty easy. Just visit gapgolf.org and click join or get a handicap. You can sign up for the online USGA Gap Club for just $55 and get instant access to your membership and get a handicap, or you can host your own handicap through a local public or private golf course that offers Gap. Once you're in, you're in. Events, exclusive courses, all of it. Go to gapgolf.org and get started today.
All right, welcome back. Time now for our Gap segment, and we love it. We love our Gap. PGA begins tomorrow. The tee-off is tomorrow. So, boys, I thought we'd have a PGA Championship aerodynamic showdown.
Let's go.
All right?
Yeah.
Steel cage match.
Between who?
Between three people. You, Ben, social media extraordinaire.
High school golfing phenom, from what I hear.
You were on the high school golf team.
I was, yeah.
All right.
I was.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Got his name on his
Were you the
bag.
captain?
Yeah, I know. VG was making fun of me because I had
I'm
no.
just saying, he's got his name on
Yeah,
his
but I
bag.
had a name on my golf
What's wrong
bag.
with that? Like, I could see you as being a captain.
Yeah, yeah,
Are you
VG,
captain?
yeah. No.
Oh.
I wasn't that good. I came from like a golf town. Like there was people
Okay.
who were real good. So
All right, nice.
yeah, I wasn't that good.
You got the vampire.
Let's go.
All right. Who
Did you just
do?
accept that nickname?
Who?
Because he said-
Well, yes, he knows what he
Proud
is.
to be a vampire. What is there something wrong with a vampire?
You know, like he wears.
Yeah,
Did,
these
did he
shoes are
have
vampires.
a black sheath over his body while he was playing?
It was rough out there on the course.
Because it was like I was like, it's the son, like, oh, my son.
I'm going to hear it tomorrow.
We have our man, Jules. She's bringing him up right here, and maybe the favorite of the three. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. All I know is here he is,
My man.
Danny
Going on, boys.
AD,
Nice work, Julia. That looks good.
the favorite of the Gap PGA Championship contest.
No pressure,
We'll
buddy.
see.
No
You're setting the
pressure.
odds on that?
Yeah,
You
we'll
just
see.
Yes, my odds are Danny D is minus 165.
Wow.
That's very
Ben-
fair. That's fair.
Ben is plus 220.
Oh, there's so much value on me.
All
There's
right.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
VG
Oh yeah.
plus 390.
390.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's unfair.
All right.
What do you think of
Ben,
those
yeah.
odds, Danny D?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm all right with them. Ben, you hit the simulator today or what, man?
I did. I was at the simulator, and then we played yesterday at Jeffersonville for the Gap event. It was great.
Jeffersonville is in great shape. That's a great course.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it's a public course. It was
It's
unbelievable.
going to go private soon.
It was
got to go
unbelievable.
private.
All right. So I sent you guys.
You did. Yep.
So we're going to do this pool, right? Whoever worked. This is the pool that I'm in with the Fairley brothers. All right.
So how are you deciding which one you're going to go with? You're just going to take Danny D's?
Probably, but I just want to.
You can't admit that to me.
No. I want to see. I want to see. But I sent you
We could
guys.
be aligned, Ben. Ben, we could be aligned here.
Yeah, that's what I said. I offered the collaboration.
I'm hoping.
You
guys. I don't want you guys to be different. I just want you guys to pick who you think we're going to win.
We both love Brooks Koepka.
If they align, they
Like-
align. That's it.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Okay.
And whoever does the best, you know,
Okay, okay.
The vampire could come in and you know, drain your blood.
I'm creeping on this one.
All right. So here we go. First tier. All right. And I'll keep track. Ben, Danny D, Vampire. And the first tier, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Matt Fitzpatrick, Cam Young. I'll start with Lestat. What do you got?
I'm going Rom.
Vampire goes Rahm.
Mm-hmm.
I
Ben.
really hate that Matt Fitzpatrick is in this tier. I can't embarrass myself again. I have to go Scotty. I have to. I know that.
Ben goes Scotty.
I have to.
No, this is like you got to pick it for real.
I am.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What do you? I'm not.
There's no shame in
it's
it.
not a fake pick.
No,
Like,
there's
it's
no
a
shame in picking Scotty.
Yeah.
You know, Danny D.
Scotty's
Scotty.
a guy.
Yep.
All right.
Scotty's a guy. Don't overthink it.
Right. Sometimes you can't overthink. It's exactly. That's why he's
Don't
got street
overthink it.
smarts.
Yeah, I had none of that.
You're right.
Yeah,
Like that's why you got to.
I need some time in South Philly. That's what I need.
Danny
Yeah.
D to you take you around.
Yeah.
You gotta take him under our wing, cuz.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2. There's 7 of these things. Vampire, DeChambeau, Shoffley, Fleetwood, Aberg, Rose, Morikawa, Koepka.
This course is made for Morikawa as long as his back holds up.
Vampire goes Morikawa. All right. It's good. It's good Morikawa knowledge too. With
That's
that.
no, that's great. Yeah. That is a little bit of a problem. But this course is made from Colin Morikawa.
All right, Ben.
I'm gonna go Oberg. I'm gonna go Ludwig Oberg.
Aberg it is. All right, Danny D. What do we
Brooksy.
got?
Brooksy.
Brooksy.
Kepka. Look
He's
at
a winner.
this.
He wins. All he does is compete in majors. That's it.
He does. He does.
That is true.
I don't like that. Like the
I
way
love
they
him
did
top
these
10.
tiers is they have our sleeper picks up a tier above. Like
Yeah.
I don't like that. But
All right.
I like Brooks.
Tier 3. Patrick Reed. Cantlay. Hatton. Put your Hatton in the rod. Siwoo Kim. Henley. Victor. Spieth. And Robert McIntyre.
I'm a big Victor fan, but I'm going to go Russell Henley here of this crew.
All right. Henley for the bloodsucker. All right.
I'm gonna go Patrick Reed. I'm gonna go
Patrick
Reed. One of the best
Reed.
grass putters there is.
For Benny. All right. Danny D, the AD.
I like Patrick Reed, but I hate him as a person.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
can
agreed.
never root for him. So I'm gonna go with Terrell Hatton. He's always in the mix. He's
He
always
is.
in the mix.
He's
You're
a brick.
going to live golfers here, aren't you?
Well, only Terrell. I mean, Brooksy's back.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he is a live guy, though.
Yeah. It's
All
a
right.
good buy low. It's a good
Let's
buy
do
low.
one more and then we'll take a quick TO and then come back and finish it. All right. This is tier 4. How about Matsuyama, Burns, Minwoo Lee, Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, Justin Thomas, JJ Spawn, and Chris Goddard.
Justin Thomas.
Oh, this is such a tough tier. I'm gonna go Sepp Straka.
Straka for Ben. Danny D?
Chris Gutterup's hot.
He
Wrong
is
with the hot
hot.
play.
I thought he was
Hot.
going to ride your bell with
Jersey
Sammy
guy. He's a
Burns.
Jersey
No
guy.
Sammy Burns?
I'm a big Sam Burns guy. You know that. But
I know.
Gutterup, he's hot. He's hot right now.
I like it. All right, let's take a quick TO and come right back. We'll get back to the tiers. But first, let's talk about our friends. Let's talk about, that's right, Parks Casino, Street Road Bend, Salem. Listen, you want a night out, like Ben. Ben's going to have his girl come in. I'm going to tell Ben, go to Parks Casino. All right, Ben? All right, we'll get you
got
to
it.
Parks Shul Steakhouse.
You got it.
We'll take you to a show. All right. There's all kinds of new shows, new shows.
Wallflowers are tomorrow.
The Wallflowers are tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And right across the street is the Parksview Hotel.
Oh,
Not
awesome.
across the parking lot. Not even across the street, across the parking lot. You go right there, enjoy yourself. Incredible shows. 3,200 state-of-the-art slots. The poker room. All the tables. The sports book. It's got it all. The 360 lounge. You got the lounge.
On sale on Friday. Roger Daltrey.
Look at that. You got it all. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Wawa's got tacos. Tacos Wawa expanding its freshly prepared food lineup with new seasoned beef tacos available for a limited time. Built to deliver bold, craveable flavor in every bite. We're talking warm, soft tortillas filled with Wawa's savory, juicy, boldly seasoned beef, plus fresh toppings that you can customize your way. You got options too, from seasoned beef, chicken, steak, black beans, shredded cheddar cheese. Pick up 2 spreads like salsa roja, garlic aioli, barbecue, ranch, buffalo, chipotle, and you top it off with shredded lettuce, salsa, fire roasted corn, onions, or pickled jalapenos, all packed in a 6-inch soft flour tortilla, making it perfect handheld or on-the-go option. Seasoned beef tacos doesn't stop, all right? It's available across the full lineup, including burritos, bowls, and quesadillas, so you can mix and match and build the meal that fits your appetite. But don't wait. The lineup is only here for a limited time while supplies last. Next time you're at Wawa, grab a taco and find your new go-to order. All right, welcome back. This is Closing the Gap. Yes. Closing the Gap, talking about the PGA Championship tomorrow. Aronimic tee off. Here we go. Now, we are through 4 tiers, 4 of 7 tiers. Here we go. Tier 5. Ricky, Hogard, Bhatia, Adam Scott, Jason Day, Kitayama, and Eam.
Was my man. He always looks good. Just had a good weekend. Ricky Fowler.
Ricky.
I love Ricky Fowler, but I have to go different than VG. I'm going to go Kurt Kitayama.
Okay. Kitayama.
Pretty
Why?
Ricky's gonna be- Pretty
he is
wearing orange.
What'd you say? When
Yeah,
he's
Pretty
wearing
Ricky's
orange?
gonna be wearing orange on Sunday, baby.
Oh yeah, I love Ricky. I'm going Kurt Kitayama because if you're gonna say Aronimic's a second shot golf course and you have to get it in the right sections of the green, I trust Kurt Kitayama to get that done. If that in that
That's
mission.
good analysis, man.
I like Jason Day in this tier as well. I think he's someone, and Sanjay M. Those are the 3 that I was probably between.
All right. Danny D.
Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky. Look at this. Danny D and VG aligned over Pretty Ricky. All right. Here we go. Number 6. Keegan Bradley, Ben Griffin, Gary Woodland, Harris English, Corey Connors, Brian Harmon, Alex Fitzpatrick, and that Can Smith.
I'm going to go Keegan Bradley here.
Keegan Bradley. All right.
I'm gonna go Alex Fitzpatrick.
Really?
In great form. Won at the Zurich with his brother Matt, got his PGA Tour card, has done great in the DP World Tour, and then he just played really well at Quail Hollow. He just couldn't get it done. So, like, in this tier, when I'm looking at guys that are in there playing some of the best golf, I'll take one on Alex Fitzpatrick.
Wow, look at that now. They talk about playing well in Zurich. How about that, Danny D?
I hate to do it, but I had Keegan circled. I'm gonna go back to back with the Vampire.
You know what's up.
I backed. I was going to change it after I heard him say it, but I'm going to stick to my guns and stick with Keegan.
What do you think, Alex Fitzpatrick?
I think it's a bold pick. I think it's a good upside pick.
I got to be bold.
Here.
I got no other choice.
I would like Harris English was a little tempting.
With these tiers, you got to go with the commodities a little bit. You got to take guys that probably ain't going to win it. Like, he's probably the best shot to be up higher, but I already feel like we got the winner, so I'm going with the depth here and going with Keegan.
All right. Now, here we go. The last tier. This is where the contest gets won when you're down here. Michael Thorbjornsen. Did I pronounce that right?
Thorbjornsen, yeah.
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 Jacob Bridgman. Hae-Tong Lee. Aldrich Potgieter.
Potgieter. Yes.
Potgieter. All right. Sahith Theegala.
Yep. You're doing great.
Nick Taylor, Max Homa, Dustin Johnson. DJ, man. Wow, he's all the way down here scraping the barrel, the barrel.
He's had his
He lived his life, man.
Yeah.
Him and Gretzky, the little Gretzky.
Yeah, he is. So these are 2 of my favorite dark horses here in Theegala and Homo. So I'm going to lean Theegala.
Theegala, it is for the Vampire.
This is pretty comfortably Jacob Bridgman for me. He's one of the best putters on tour. I'll take him.
Look at that. He exudes confidence.
This is it. We would make it. This is why we have to collaborate, because I need more of the street smarts.
Like
I
you
overthink it.
You're buying in again. You know? You're buying in again.
Yeah, until you look at my lineup and like it's not looking very good, and then the group chat blows up because it's Ben, you got like. Yeah, you're over 7 in Shambo, and then here's
you should have had Pretty Ricky, God.
Yeah, exactly. I know I'm getting that text at some point.
Danny D goes, Keegan, look, Danny D just goes, I don't overthink it. Even if Vampire has it, who cares? Because I'll beat him in the other one.
Knows what's up.
So who you got in this tier, buddy?
I'm going Max Homa. I like him to do a splash. He's been slowly coming back. He has the pedigree. Like, these guys, these are bright lights. And you don't want to go with these guys who haven't proven or been in the mix ever, right? So, like, Bridgman makes sense on paper, but, like, he's never been there, right? Like, how's he going to react? And in Philly, he might get a couple chirps. You got to know where we're at here, man.
Yeah, that's a very important. I think things could get nasty out there.
You got to go Max Homa.
You got to be ready for the chirps. You do have to be. I feel like that's a factor.
And I'll be there Friday, and if Bridgman walks past me, I might say, nice flat stick, dork, and we'll see how it goes. See how he handles that.
I need to hang around South Philly more. Like, I can't bring that. Like, I don't have it in my bag.
Stick, dork.
I respect it out of JDD chirping my lineup. I respect that. Maybe I'm there on Sunday, and Ricky.
You're there for the big day.
Misses a putt. He might have to hear something from me.
That ain't happening.
Nice putt, Ricky.
Poor job, Ricky. Poor job.
He was giving a gav cop. Real quiet.
What would you say to Alex? If Alex Fitzpatrick walks by, what are you saying?
Man, I don't know.
Congrats on that win in the Zurich. You deserved your PGA Tour card. That's what I would say.
I would say get going, dork. You don't belong here. Hit the rock. Zurich out of here,
your
man.
brother.
There's some Swiss Miss Colony stuff down the road. Go back to Zurich.
Yeah. Rock,
that's fabulous. All right, here are your final teams. Vampire, Rom, Morikawa, Henley, Justin Thomas, Ricky, Keegan Bradley, Thigala, Ben, Scotty, Aberg, Reed, Straka, Kitayama, Fitzpatrick, Bridgman.
I love it. Now that you read it all, I love that. Yep.
You got a lot of stones, son. You got stones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, would you?
Stop saying a good way.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to run the ball for 2 yards, or are we gonna like throw the ball down the field? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
and then the favorite, Danny D, Scotty, Brooks, Hatton, Goddard, Fowler, Bradley, Homa. That's strong. That's
yeah. No, he's the favorite for a reason. He's the favorite for a reason.
He's 165.
Yeah, you just made that up. Like,
now, if John Rahm has a day, then this long shot comes in. The vampire's drinking blood.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely value on VG as well. If you had looked at our Masters lineups on Friday, he had a commanding lead. So you just couldn't put 4 days of a tournament together.
If I got to judge these two.
Oh, you want to change? You're changing?
No, I'm just saying, if I'm helping out Cuz and judging between these two, you two guys, I like Danny D's. I don't like Brooksy. That'd be the only one I have a little hesitation on. I may go Oberg instead of Brooksy.
I like Brooks,
but I think it's more.
You like
I like Brooks in that tier. Like, I wish he was one tier down. Like, that's where I felt about Fitzpatrick. I wish Fitzpatrick was one tier down.
Yeah, you were chirping Koepka yesterday.
I think Morikawa was
chirping. I was not
both
chirping Koepka. I was.
Yeah, you said.
I'm with Danny D. Like, I like that pick. I didn't think he'd be in that tier though.
Right.
Yeah,
he's at the bottom of that.
3. I thought he'd be a tier 3, and he was tier 2. He's probably the last guy in. I just think he's always competed. This is his tournament of all the tournaments, PGA and US Open. He comes out, and he's been slowly coming back. And when he's locked in, he's top 5 golfer in the world. So
He just put up a 64 at Myrtle Beach last week. I mean, he didn't end up winning that tournament, but like he needs a win to qualify now for a lot of these signature events. And I mean, like it'd be awesome to see him do it at a major. And I mean, like, yeah, he has the major pedigree for a reason. One of the best iron players, has the distance where like he might hit some shorter irons and wedges into a lot of these greens. Like when you look at Aronimik, it's not crazy long, so you can really just. Rory talked about it yesterday. You can just bash driver and kind of figure it out from there. And I like Brooks to figure it out. It's similar to Augusta and where you want to, be in a certain part of the green because there's a lot of slope on some of these greens. So we'll see how it plays out.
No, I feel like if you're thinking about how everyone's, I think Oberg will be more popular. I think Morikawa's not going to have a lot of people on it. And if he's healthy, I think he's live. Just don't know if he's healthy.
With these pools,
like you said, if he's gimpy.
Yeah, if the back acts up, he's probably he's not going to finish.
Gimpy. He's gimpy back. You're gimpy.
He did withdraw last week, so there is like a little bit. And it sounds like he is healthy enough to play. Like, I mean, he was pretty much limping around at Augusta and had a great finish. So like, it's possible. Like, he's also a really good bent grass putter as well, so you have to consider him. I liked the Morikawa pick because you have to have some stones to pick him in that tier.
Right.
Knowing that, like, he could, I don't think he'd withdraw to major, but the whole thing could unravel and it could look really bad. There's a lot of guys that are top 10 or miss the cut. Like,
AD, have you ever played Aronimik?
No.
Really? It shocks me. I can see you on the coaches. You're out there playing.
I'll figure it out. Now I'm in Interact, I got more of a network to get on.
Yeah. You got anywhere you want.
More old money out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
So you're going Friday.
I'm gonna report in. I'm gonna call into the show Friday.
Perfect.
I might be tripping someone behind me. We'll talk some shit as people walk past us. We'll talk. Some crap.
As long as it's not Alex Fitzpatrick, I'm cool with that. He deserves some slack. Like no.
Yeah.
You're pro chirping it. I'm going on Sunday when it really matters.
Like, you hear a little bit of
You're not a chirper. He's a chirper.
You're right. I'm not a chirper.
Like he chirps, guys fall. You chirp, guys laugh.
I would probably. I'd probably chirp my own lineup. I'd be pissed off.
You gotta give Patrick Reed a little bit of like, yo, fatty, yo, what a fatty Reed.
Fatty Reed, yeah,
man.
Fatty Reed,
yeah.
I like it. So you'll be our on-course reporter, Danny DDAD, live Friday. All right.
Love it.
All right.
Love it.
All right, my brother. I love it. You're the favorite.
Love you, boys. Love you, boys. See you soon.
Danny DDAD, Benny, great job.
Kevin Bloomfield in the chat. It's got Ben winning this, he says.
Ben? Wow.
Thank you.
Alex Fitzpatrick.
Some people need to believe in second chances. You have to give me a second chance.
Yeah. I may combine you and Danny D.
I think you should. I was a little too much
over Straka.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out on Straka.
Oh, just wait. He's a great wedge player.
Kitayama's an interesting pick.
Yep. Really, because you don't know anything about him. That's why.
No, I know he's accurate. No,
Can't go him over
actually,
Pretty Ricky.
I'm one of these. Yeah, I know. Pretty Ricky's the man.
Yeah.
I'm one of these. I actually like it. So I quietly follow that.
I know.
Yep. So I know. I mean, honestly, the only guy I'd never heard of, and I flubbed the pronunciation, was
Thorbjornsson.
No, I know. I've seen him.
Yeah.
No, the bot.
Akshay Bhatia.
No, I've seen him.
Oh, Aldrich Potgieter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He is. He's in his second year. He was the.
He's the only one I don't know.
And he can drive it.
Yeah,
he can drive.
I don't know the other guys I know.
Yeah.
Like
no. You always shock me with your sports. It's impressive.
No, I'm
impressive.
geek. I love
this
stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I follow this stuff. So I even follow. I like golf.
Yeah. How awesome is it here? Is it that it's here in Philly?
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'll be watching it. I'll be paying attention.
Yeah.
I like it. Jules rules.
Julia.
As always, slate it, Jules. Ben, you're a blast. VG, you're the man. All right, everybody, have a great day. We love you. See you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.